Hey everybody, it's Colin, and you are tuned into Talking Ball. So right now it's just me. Tiago is indisposed at the moment, but he should be here. He should be here before the show's over. So if you want your Tiago fix, just hang in there. He'll be here. But before that, I'm joined by two very lovely Tottenham fans. First, we've got Chris from Let's Talk Tottenham. How's it going, Chris?
Yeah, I'm good. Thanks so much for inviting me on. How you doing?
Doing really. I mean, well, as good as a Spurs fan can be doing after But yeah, no, but it's really good to have you on, man. Thanks for being here. And we also have with us the one and only Rez. What's up, buddy? How's it going?
Good, man. Thanks. How are you?
Oh, surviving. As I was telling Chris, surviving. It was a rough day yesterday, but it could have been worse. I sort of think, and I mean we'll get into it, but I don't think that we played as bad as maybe
it could have been worse. It could have been played on a Saturday and ruined the whole weekend.
Yeah, and so just before we even get started, I just want you guys' your opinions personally. In any other game, do you think the Harry Kane foul on why can't I think of the lad's name? The
Thiago Silva.
Yeah, why was that a foul in your eyes? I mean,
no.
If that's a foul, then there's no goals ever scored from corners anymore.
Right, exactly. There's always you guys, and just as we're getting started, the man, the myth, and the legend, Tiago's with us.
Hi everyone. I was just taking a shower, so oh my god, my hair. 1 second, my hair looks terrible.
Don't ever take your hair for granted. Trust me.
Yeah, it might not come back
bald like this.
Well, I'm working on it.
You know what they say about bald men?
I agree. What do they say?
They say about bald. They say about bald men. Look at that guy. He's got no hair.
Oh, but hey, we've got Gaguma in the chat, and that always makes me
saying hello to Colin. Apparently, thanks, Gaguma.
Yeah, okay.
Thanks. That's all right. That's fine.
We got the message, Gaguma. We got the message.
There you go.
There we go. Very.
Just
always
be patient, Rez. Just be patient.
Always good to have Gaguma here, though. She brings some like positivity and sunlight, almost you could say, to the stream. Also got Nicholas Collison.
What up?
What's up, Nicholas? Good to have you here, buddy.
SSS anarchist, I think anarchist is the right word.
Oh, you guys are the anarchists now, huh?
We are definitely.
So Tiago, I was just getting opinions. Do you think Harry Kane's push in the back of Thiago Silva was that a foul in your eyes?
Of course not. Never a foul. Never. It's never a foul. And I hope if he plays on Thursday for Brazil, I hope somebody snaps his leg. Fuck Brazil, fuck the World Cup. I just want him dead. Yeah, that's it.
Just to make football a cleaner place.
Exactly.
Right. It should have been.
What really annoyed me about it was they go in the studio, Jamie Redknapp's there praising how clever Thiago Silva was. But then next week he'll be moaning about simulation. You can't have it both ways. You've got to be calling this stuff out.
Agreed, and Gaguma's right on the same wavelength as us here, and yeah, it's just wildly inconsistent. In the Liverpool, the match where we played Liverpool, and Dele got a two-handed shove in the back and went down, and then got called for simulation. whereas this is just an instant. I don't know, and the fact
it's all been ridiculous, hasn't it? Like Harry Kane gets a goal disallowed against Southampton, but in exactly the same position, the same part of the body that's offside. Cavani's one, Rashford's one stand.
Yes.
Yeah. Jota's allowed to kick the ball out of play, look at the goalkeeper, run into him and get a penalty. It's just absolutely ridiculous. And do have to say as well, Harry Kane got away with the Liverpool one. He should have been sent off.
To be fair.
Oh, the 2-footed challenge that he had on.
You're right, Chris. You're right. I think so. That's true. But
this consistency is just ridiculous.
The standard of officiating is absolutely abysmal. And right. I mean, it's actually really difficult to sort of to rank them, right? Because they're all awful. But Paul Tierney is particularly awful, right? I mean, you should have seen some of the Twitter things basically saying that he was Chelsea's new signing, right?
Yeah.
Because it was that bad.
Like one.
It was that bad.
And it's funny that in Chelsea's second goal, when Thiago Silva scored, he pushed Ben Davies with both hands on Ben Davies' back.
Hands.
It was not a foul.
Yeah. No, that's not a foul.
That's the thing. Like I said earlier, if Kane's one is disallowed, there's no goals from corners or free kicks anymore because people push people all the time, and
absolutely,
and it could have made a massive difference. We because our tactics were obviously defensive. They weren't there to play an attacking game like we did against Leicester. But then you can argue that the tactics worked in that first half because we went in 1-0 up. We just didn't have that goal. And then that could have made a huge difference, the motivation for the players coming out. But then
it would have changed the way that Liverpool had to, or not Liverpool, sorry, but it would have changed the way Chelsea had to play their game. It would have opened everything up. It would have been
playing that way, you have to score the first goal because your tactics go out the window. And it's very, very difficult to change from a really defensive way of playing to we've suddenly got to attack when the other team were attacking. But we did get the first goal, and it wasn't too far before half time. And it could have been whether we'd have won or not, whether they'd have scored, but I don't know. But they'd have had to have come out a bit more than they did. When we started attacking, it was 2-0. They didn't have to attack at all, really.
Absolutely. And I hate
Tuchel would not have made the tactical decision that he made at half time if we'd gone in at 1-0. He would have set up differently, right? But part of his decision would have been he knew that Tierney was on his side, right? It was blatant, it was obvious, right? That Tierney was not going to be giving us any kind of decision. So he could be a bit more adventurous. He opened it up, he became more attacking, won them the game. If they'd been 1-0 down, he would have been more attacking, but he would have been more cautious as well, because he wouldn't have wanted to open himself up too much in case we got another one, and put the game and made the game even more difficult. No, this is the thing. Officials have to be brought in front of the camera after every game. Right?
Yeah, they should be mic'd. They should be mic'd up at the very least. At the very least, they should be mic'd up.
Ask them questions. Why did you do that? Why did you do that? Why?
Especially, remember whenever they trotted out the screen for Harry Kane after a match and asked him if they're going to do that to players, then how are these officials getting away with not having to answer for any of the decisions that they make? I mean, it's. I don't
remember. Not even referees. I don't remember any other player going in front of a screen and having to explain what he did. I mean, how many times Salah fell inside the box and dodged a penalty? We never saw him.
Not once has he been brought in front of the cameras and asked questions about why he dived. Not once.
And it looks like he was shot by a sniper every time he falls inside the box. Yeah. It's ridiculous.
It really is. And I left Nicholas's comments up here because agenda against Spurs. And I hate to say that. I hate to be one of those guys. Every team, I think, feels like there's some agenda against them, or that they're being treated unfairly. And I don't want to be that whining, complaining kind of a guy. But we're not quite 10 minutes in, so I had to sort of censor myself. But and I think the perfect person to kind of talk about this here with us is one legend, Mr. K. Hello, good sir.
Hey. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, Thank you, Colin, for having me on. Thank you for sending the message out.
Oh man, honestly, thank you for being
here. It feels
here.
like an honor to come on your show, man. It's like I love coming on your shows. Honestly, you got such a calm manner in the way that you speak, and it's hard to find hosts like yourself.
That's right.
And obviously, the most delightful Tiago. How are you?
Yes,
I'm good.
Like I said, Tiago's the one that brings it back to football whenever I go crazy and I'm just kind of talking about nothing. Tiago is there to help bring us back.
Fantastic panel already, Chris and Rez.
Mr. K.
Two of my most favorite people outside. It's like they helped me so much in terms of advice, knowledge, guidance, maturity. Like, honest to God, fantastic people here.
I mean, now that we have Mr. K, I think we could kick Rez out.
Oh wow!
No. Okay, I'm replacing him. I'll pretend to be him. Okay.
You gotta get angry.
Right.
We've been having angry Rez lately, and I'm really a fan.
Rez, come on my show tomorrow, 11 o'clock. Talk to Kay. It helps everyone calm down.
Nah, not me, mate.
Hey, and Governor brings up a good point. That we were holding up against their possession power in the first half. That Kane goal really would have changed the dynamic of things.
Had we gone into halftime, making that many saves. Sorry to cut you off there. Can you remember him making that many saves? He made one which he made not hashed, but he could have caught it, but he saved it. And then had a couple of half chances, but other than that, can't really remember too much.
I sort of think maybe that the commentators went a little harsh on him with parrying that instead of catching it. Like, I don't know. I just feel like there's always something to complain about when it comes to Spurs. Anything that we do is like criticized, and that's kind of what I wanted to bring up to Mr. K and see if am I just being overly sensitive? Am I being kind of a baby? Is there an agenda against Spurs, or am I seeing things because
it's not so much of an agenda as such as like people deliberately going out their way to do something. It's more of a case of like, imagine you've got like a can of Coca-Cola in your hand and you've finished drinking it and you're walking down a road and there's like rubbish everywhere. You're just going to turn around and just say, I throw it over here. And there's no rubbish. As far as you're concerned, it's okay to do that because that's what's happening. But if you had that same can of Coca-Cola in your hand and you'd finished drinking it and the road was nice and clean, you'd hold it in your hand for a while until you spotted a bin, right? And that's pretty much what's happened with Spurs. Under 21 years of Levy being in charge of our club, right, there has been a regular type of pattern that has emerged in terms of what type of squad we've had, what type of investment's gone into it, what type of infrastructure is behind it, which has caused our teams to capitulate at the most important times, which is every time we expected something from them, right? When we expected them to go and beat Burnley, we'd get done over. When we expected them to go against Mora, we get done over. When we expected them to go up against some next level team, we'd get done over. When we go up against Man City on the first day of the season, we win, right? So there's this type of thing that is called a Spursy, right? And if you think about it logically, just for 1 minute, think about it. In 21 years, the players have changed. In 21 years, the management in terms of the coaching staff has changed. In 21 years, even the dinner ladies changed and the ball boys have changed. The only thing that hasn't changed is the upper management, the people in charge of what type of, how we operate as a footballing club in terms of what type of players to bring in, what's our intention when we purchase, what's our intention when we put them onto the pitch. Spurs had to some stage be a club that would take a player maybe from, say, Ajax, right, and then develop them for maybe 3 or 4 years, and then maybe sell them on to someone like Real Madrid. Now, you could get maybe 10 players, and maybe one of those players might come good to do that. But what do you do with the rest? What do you do with the other 9? You kind of like, you have to kind of discard them somehow or keep them around. Now, if you look at teams like, for example, Watford, they have a very simple, clear policy. The people that run the club, they buy the players, they get a coach, they bring them in and say, right, train our players. Simple. If you don't do a good job, we'll get rid of you. When you compare that, to our, our club, it seems like, but the pattern of it is almost the same. It's like we bring in players supposedly for a manager. The manager doesn't come onto the microphone in front of and say, by the way, I wanted this player and we got him. I wanted this player and we got him. I'm on record. What we have instead is word comes out through sources close to management that the manager wanted that player or the management wanted that player. Now, as far as I understand it, if you employ a manager into your football club, 100% you're going to make them sign a particular non-disclosure document that says you can't talk about things that happen in our club for X period of time after you've gone. Here's the little payout, by the way. Yeah?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Now, obviously, this is purely speculation, but if people don't come and tell me what is what with transparency, I have to work it out myself. So my little humble brain comes out with this little plan. Now, if somebody wants to educate me where they've got some documentation signed by Levy, signed by the manager, saying, yeah, I wanted these players and I've got these players, I'm an idiot, fine, I'll believe it. But if somebody squeals it out through some newspaper or some media outlet or whatever else, right, yeah, I'm sorry, I don't have to believe it, even if there's 1,000 other people that do believe it.
So you're insinuating, I think, is that the managers aren't getting the players that they want.
I just think that there's too many similarities between us and Watford when it comes to that. But we pretend we're not. We dress ourselves up as if we're something else.
Okay, yeah, like we're wearing the clothes of a top 4 team, but we're operating, in fact, like a mid-table team, and no, we're maybe
we are technically a great club. Great club. If you read the history of our club and look at the legends that have come through it, look at the silverware we have won, look at the longevity of our club. We were the original North London club. A South London team decides to come and park next door to take away those middle class and upper class voters, right? Yeah, to have their little fancy tea parties across there. You know, the people that don't really care about the working class, man. You know, right. They only care about, we mustn't get it. So, you know what? There's a room. They came in and that left us with a working class mentality in terms of our club. And that's why we have a motto, which I believe, I don't think Levy's ever mentioned it once or twice. To dare is to do. I don't think many people understand English well enough to know what that motto means. Because Liverpool won, but you don't walk alone. They show what the motto means. But for some reason, we're not daring to do nothing. Unless, of course, you have a different intention, that you are a businessman in the clothing of a football man, and your intention as a businessman is to make mukamula, money, then that would make sense. Property developments, this development, you take a, £20 million debt or whatever it was, that Tottenham were in, and you raise that to 1.something billion pounds worth of debt, and apparently you're a very clever businessman, right?
Yeah.
Now, I'm not a financial person. I'm a very simple layman when it comes to like financial sides, so I'm only going to keep that very, very simple. But that's not the point. The point is, we see the evidence that when they want to get something property portfolio, they get the property portfolio. The one time they failed was when they went down to, I think, the Millennium Stadium or something down the road in Stratford. And they wanted to pay £390 million to get a stadium, to tear it down and then rebuild it. It made a lot of sense, but apparently that's what they wanted to do. And apparently that particular stadium didn't go, it was, even with £390 million, it went to another club that paid £5 million, promised to pay another £5 million. And the rest of the money came out of my pocket because I live in Newham, and came out the Prince's Trust, and God knows what that other type of trust. And that was under the stewardship of a most important person right now, who happens to be the Prime Minister, the Right Honourable Lying Git of a Boris. Apparently, work event man. Where his cronies around him like to shag other people's wives, right, yeah? And apparently that's not good enough to get them to resign. Where his cabinet likes to turn around, right, yeah, and humiliate and bully people until they commit suicide. And apparently the investigation gets thrown out of court as regards from Boris saying, no, we don't. She's a good woman. He then turns around and passes the law to say she has the right to sign away people's citizenship. My point is, I'm making comparisons, right? I'm making comparisons.
I see that, and I like him. It got like you got. You connected it all very well at the end there, which I appreciated. You did a good job. You made it all. You kind of tied a nice little bow on top. But yeah. So do you? Okay, honestly, we all can pick apart and we all can talk about the problems that we see. And you know, do you think we're going to see solutions to these problems in our time?
Yeah.
Like,
yes. The solution is incredibly simple. And people are afraid of two little words. It absolutely blows their mind. It makes them have an absolute meltdown. You know what those two words are? Anyone?
back content.
Levy out.
But is that? I mean, but is that going to happen? I just don't see. I just don't see the reason for him to because of this.
Listen, you want to know the solution? There it is. If people don't believe it,
I guess what I'm saying. I guess it's not that I don't believe it, okay, at all. I don't want it to seem like I just like don't believe it, but the probability of it, I don't see. You know what I mean? Like I'm not sure if I can see it happening. I can't see the reason for him to decide to step down or.
I don't know.
You know what I mean?
Because
right, yeah?
no, hold on, no, let me come in on this, okay? Okay, let me come on this. The
answer
answer to that is very simple. Yeah, no, I'm not answering it. It's very simple, okay? If he's a businessman, which he claims to be,
he is, I think, yeah.
Then he should understand that when his customers are dissatisfied, he has to do something.
Which is, I guess, why he sacked Nuno.
Yeah, it's not enough.
Right, but he was hoping it would
still
be
dissatisfied. Yeah, because he might have been hoping it was, but it's not.
Right.
He has to understand that to make his customers, because that's how he views us, satisfied with his product, he needs to change the product. And the product that he is selling at the moment is not good enough. And he needs to spend money to improve it. That's the simple fact of it.
Real quick, welcome, Tony. Nice to have you here, Tony K. But no, you agree. I agree completely, Rez. But I don't know. I just
and if this is the thing, if he can't improve the product, he is not performing his job, so he should leave. No one is saying sell, or some might be saying sell. I'm not. I don't say sell. I just say fuck off. Right? Get out of the club.
Be the majority owner or whatever that you were before. And
that's two words as well.
It's true.
But that's the same as Mr. K says about the lying git of Boris. Like he's made all these mistakes, he's lied to everybody, and for some reason he doesn't get ousted and he still stays in his job. He's so unfit for purpose, which at this moment in time in running the football club and improving the football team, so is Levy, but they still stay in their job. Whereas if we made mistake after mistake after mistake, or lie after lie after lie in our jobs, we'd be fired without, hesitation.
We would have
but these rich people seem to get away, and people with power seem to get away with it.
The question, Colin, to answer your question, right? I could answer it in a number of different ways. For those people out there who believe in religion, like you might see my beard, so therefore, you'll make that assumption. But there's people out there that genuinely
you're a beard worshipper.
Religion. But my point of being, right, is whether you do or you don't, the story is a little boy goes up against a really big adversary, and there's absolutely no bloody chance he can do anything. But we're made to believe by society around us and for generations before us that we have to believe that those things are possible, right? Why? Because the little boy represents righteousness and the big massive ogre represents, the evil of the world. So we're in a situation now in society as a whole and included in our club where we're up against these type of things. Now, either you turn around and say, I don't have the courage to stand up. Because not only when I stand up will I have to go against this big ogre, I have to go against all these people that have enabled him to continue performing in a pathetic way, right? They believed his lies. They believed all the smoke and mirrors. They're not going to get a single penny out of any of the property deals at all. If anything, more money is going to get taken out of their pocket because the ticket prices are going to go up, the drinks prices are going to go up, and all kinds of other shenanigans are going to happen. So I do not understand where this glorification comes from, where you glorify someone who is swindling you blatantly in front of your eyes, and then you turn around and protect him, and you turn around to the people that complain about it and you say, you are the ones that are wrong, you are the ones that are toxic. And I think to myself, to complain, to say what you see with your eyes, you're not allowed to think. What type of society have we entered where we're not allowed to have the opinion of our brain?
Mr. K, it's not about not having an opinion. It's because we are in the society that we want things with minimal effort. People want to change, but they don't want to act to get change. Because like they're planning a protest, and sorry to cut you off, Rest.
No.
On the 31st, I think. I was reading the comments, people were saying, oh, it's not gonna work. Have fun trying, or let me know what you get out from it. It's like it's never going to change if you don't try. You say, oh, he's gonna make a protest, it's never gonna change. But have we ever tried a proper protest to try making a change? We've never done that. So how can you know it's not gonna work?
Exactly.
And then these are the same people that are gonna go on Twitter in their personal page profiles and gonna say, oh, I hate Daniel Levy. He's the worst owner we've ever had. Look where the squad is going because of him. But then we have to try making things change. They make fun of those who want to change. They make fun of those who are trying to get this club to a better place. So
do you know what I love? Do you know what I really love? Or in an ironic way, the main thing, the sort of principal thing that those that have a go at those the types that want to protest and actually do something, their big sort of crown jewel argument is the stadium, right? Do you know what I love about that? Is the fact that it's you, as in us, all of us, that are actually going to be paying for that stadium, right? Levy's not paying for it, so why the fuck are you giving him credit for basically making you pay for it? All he's done is borrowed money and put it onto the club, and because he knows that fans are loyal, right?
Sorry.
Ow. Because he knows that fans are loyal and will keep paying money, he knows that we're the ones who'll pay for the fucking stadium. And the stadium, the only reason he built it was because he wanted to raise the value of property in the area so that his property portfolio could gain. That's the only reason he did it. And yet we're the mugs paying for it. So in actual fact, he got us to pay for the stadium so his portfolio could increase. Okay.
And isn't the debt in the club's name?
Yeah.
And I don't know if this has been brought up or needs to be brought up, but it's to the point too, and it's like this in a lot of places, but Tottenham especially. Like people from Tottenham or people that are fans, like they don't get to go to game. Like so many people don't get to go because have you seen that area? Like it's just I don't understand. I don't understand. I don't know.
It's going to regenerate because of the stadium. It will. Right, because property speculators will basically see that you've got an area where property prices are very low.
I'm worried that then people will get priced out of like their apartments and stuff.
Yeah,
and where are these people with no money going to go live? Like I'm just saying,
somewhere else.
Shitty.
Yeah, the thinking is we don't give a shit. They're cockroaches. That is the thinking.
And that's
right.
That's the people that like built the clubs were built on the backs of those families who used to go to every single match. And
do you know what I mean? Yeah, the people of Tottenham will be Tottenham supporters, but in actual fact, the long-term supporters moved out of Tottenham a long time ago, right? They, if you go to places like Hertfordshire, Essex, places, and not really Kent, Essex and Hertfordshire, that's actually where most Spurs fans, long-term Spurs fans now live, because they started off supporting the club in the 60s and 70s. Then they got their careers, made money, moved out, and obviously took their thing with them. But they were all long-term season ticket holders. So, in terms of support for people that actually go to games, most of them are actually based outside of the area. You go to Tottenham on a match day, it takes hours to get out by car because there's so much traffic, right? And the tubes are full and the buses are full because everyone's leaving the area. Most of those that live in Tottenham actually don't get to games because they've never had the opportunity to to become a season ticket holder, because all season ticket holders are long-term ones who live outside of Tottenham anyway.
Oh, okay. So you're suggesting it's less of a monetary thing?
No, it's purely monetarily is also a factor. You know, they would not necessarily be able to afford a game, but there are enough people in Tottenham who could afford the game to be able to go to the games.
I got you. I'm following.
But the thing to bear in mind about Tottenham is still one of the poor. I mean, certainly one of the poorest areas in London. Prices in that area are incredibly low for London. Still immensely high, but for London, very, very low. But when you build that stadium, it doesn't happen immediately, but property prices start to rise. But while they're still low, you can come in and speculate. You can come in and buy, big chunks of land for a relatively small amount, rebuild, and then as the regeneration and gentrification happens, that amount that you've spent on the land and the build will be more than made up for when you sell, each unit, basically. So it's not just, it's not just the fact that the stadium will regenerate, it's also the opportunities that arise because of the stadium and its regenerative effects. And that's all they're doing. It's all about property speculation. And do you know what? If they wanted to do that, I wouldn't care.
Maybe it's been bastardized. Like, do you think there ever was a plan for Spurs, though? Like, do you think... I honestly... Arthur talks about... And I don't think he'll mind me. I don't know. I hope not. But Arthur talks about he actually spoke with Levy one time. Arthur, King Arthur, everyone... Kim... one of the best dudes ever, talks about a conversation he had with Levy. And Levy talked about, getting the club where it needed to be, and he himself being a fan, and maybe even Lewis being a fan, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, that they had a vision for the club and wanted to get it somewhere. And that was true, and like along the way it became what it is now, or I don't know.
There's something I want to read to you.
Yeah, anyone. Carry on. Sorry, please, anybody jump in. Yeah.
I went to work today, and I was just reading Twitter and listening to some of the streams, and I looked at just one of the messages, and it was just saying, in regards to Lenik or Levy and Enoch, and just like, you have to look at where they took us and where they have us now, and and I started thinking about, because I'm teaching my students growth mindset. There's a thing called fixed mindset, and it's growth mindset. I'm actually going to do a stream on that, and I'm going to invite actually some people who I would say moderate, those who pro Levy, and then of course Levy outers. And we're going to talk about this club and where the direction is going. In thinking about all day, things that I already know, that when it comes to football operations, and I caught a wonderful time as Rez explained what Enoch does, and you guys know I'm in Orlando. I can clearly tell you what Tavistock does, and how it's really, really sad in the sense of us as a fan base that just outside of football operations, it is remarkable what Tavistock and Enoch is doing. Remarkable. If that same ambition was put within our football, it would be amazing. But going back to the fix and the growth mindset, our club, you see the motto that we have, but we don't believe in that. Because everybody plays this safe. Oh, we're running well. We're not this team here, But yet, we act like we're a Big Six club. We say we're a Maserati, but we're really a Mazda. No offense to people who drive Mazda.
Mazdas are good cars. We're worse than a Mazda. We're a Morris Minor.
But we pose like we're that, and look at the how we play against Chelsea. I said this in the preseason game. They're levels ahead of us. And there's many reasons. The transfer windows, just the ambition. I'm looking at the transfer, and I'm ranting here. I'm looking at the reports. The board is hoping to get these signings. I said, that's what Conte says. In Tottenham, we hope, we don't expect. There's a big difference. There's a big difference to it. And so that's where it comes to a fixed mindset. We have a fixed mindset that, oh, we hope, we hope, we hope. Where a growth mindset says, hey, you know what? We're going to prepare ourselves to make that risk. That risk to dare to dream. Like our motto, you know? And it all starts with Lee. It starts with Levy. Because I don't care what Paratici is doing. The final say stops with the guy who you want to talk about great businessman? That's a lot. I listen to John Maxwell. I've been to a lot of business. What do they say? A leader is only strong as his team. And some of the greatest leaders are open to hear the stuff, suggestions from their team. I can guarantee that's not happening at Tottenham. That is not happening because it has a fixed mindset of one guy. That wants everybody else who's smarter than him in football to conform to him. But the people who keep protecting them, they can, oh, no, it's not. Because
he's had one or two good transfers, and he thinks he's like a fucking genius now.
Great businessmen listen to the people. They train the people who are under them, but also listen to suggestions from others. They even say collaborate, but they even say we steal some ideas and we hire the people of where they steal the ideas. Like I'm a nerd. I can pull up. I go to my library and pull out business books of people who were great businessmen and humility. We have a show here in America called the Mark Cuban. People present their business portfolio. They have this one guy who's from England. I forget what's his name. And just the humility of the guy. The guy is filthy rich because he said for internet security whatsoever. The guy was able to die. But he talks about about the humility of a business leader, a CEO. We don't have that with Daniel Levy. He's still pulling the strings. Look at the methods. Look at the patterns of this transfer window. It's ridiculous. Things are going out the door in regards to, doing business. We do business last minute. People get celebrated for doing things on the prompt time. We celebrate. We enable procrastinators. We enable them. Oh, he's gonna make those 3 signings on the 31st. Why do we have to wait till the 31st? So it's the mindset of the club, and that's why it has a negativity. The players like the Lo Celso, they know it's not business as usual because it's a fixed mindset where it is, in my opinion, is not healthy. It's not good for the club, and so that's why we're in the state that where we are. And now those people like Conte will not walk. All right, he won't walk in February, but once the season's over, you better hope it's top 4 because, like, you can really see the little bit of the rumblings, that you're seeing the reports from. So it's ridiculous. It really, really is. Our mindset.
Mari, I would love to look as sexy as you. I would love to look as sexy as you when I'm ranting, bro.
Tony K wants you to know you're a legend, bro. So just hate to cut you off there, but yeah, Tony K. Big up Tony K. Big up Mari. I'm glad you're here, bro. We didn't get a proper introduction. It's nice to have you on the show, man.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's the thing I was just thinking about, man. Because people giving accolades, stuff like that, and it's just when it comes to football operations, man, the ambition is not there. You got Conte. No, they got scared at the most. They heard the chants at the stadium that day. They made that hire.
Yeah.
They didn't know what they're getting into because they're posing, all right, we're ready to be a Maserati, but they're still in that Mazda mindset. And reason why? Because it's Daniel Levy's mindset. It just is. It just is.
I'm gonna change the subject really quick. I've been doing my best Australian accents lately, so I want to say hello, Bryce. Hello, Bryce. And so Bryce is here, and it's always good to have Bryce here. Good morning,
Your
Bryce.
your Bryce wasn't bad. Your hello needs work. Try changing it to good day.
Good day.
Good
day, bro. Good day, Bryce.
Good day.
You'll have to change the name of the channel to Talk and Bruce.
Good day, Bryce.
G'day, Bryce.
Butchering it. I swear to God, you're butchering it.
I'm ruining it. I'm gonna stop. It's getting worse. It's getting worse.
Bryce,
it's good to have you here, man.
Just
Bryce, if you get an opportunity, come onto the show and teach these boys.
He comes on every once in a while. Depends on what the kiddos are doing.
You just got to keep practicing, you know.
Can I ask?
Do you go Irish on me? Just say.
No, like Irish is a little bit more like this.
You sound like Brendan Rodgers.
I don't sound anything like Brendan Rodgers. Brendan Rodgers is an Ulsterman. He's not an Irishman.
Guys, you're really good at certain things. Leave these other ones.
Yes, you say to the voice actor, okay.
Can you do Bart Simpson? Please do Bart Simpson.
No, I can't. It's too high. It's too high because it's a woman who does it. So
yeah, I know. Oh, you squeeze something hard. But anyway,
I've got to keep my voice.
Can I ask a quick question? Why John Fitzpatrick?
Yeah, I actually was getting ready to ask you. I did not hide anything, so I don't know what's going on.
Could you do me a favor? Could you click on to John Fitzpatrick's name and if it's timed out, could you untime him?
Yeah, absolutely.
He might be hidden from the channel. John Fitzpatrick.
Here he is.
No, it's only inside our StreamYard. But when I look inside the actual chat of the actual YouTube stream, his comments are not actually anywhere, and I was looking for them because I actually read one comment I wanted to talk about, and when I looked in there, it wasn't there.
Was it the Tottenham are a crap club one?
No. Basically, the point.
But he's right.
No, not that one. Basically, what he was not that one. It was much earlier. He basically was saying that basically, if people want to say levy out, why do they have season ticket holders, and why do they purchase tickets and so on? Give money.
There's a very good answer to that. Yeah. There is a very good answer to that.
Sorry, go for it. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Okay. So basically, in a nutshell, right? Yeah, we're addicts. Right? We can't help it. Number one. Number two, we were there before Levy came. Number three, we love supporting our team. Number four, we love supporting each other as fans because we're going to be here even after the upper management changes, the coaching staff changes, the dinner lady changes, or even the players change. We're still going to be here. All of us, whether we're levy in or levy out or in between or shake it all about, we have to understand that we're all fans. We love the club. When you love something, how can you walk away? It's like having a baby and you say you love it and you're going to walk away from it. It's impossible. You know, the ex-mistress is going to turn around and say, listen, I want alimony, and she's got millions already off you. It's unjust, but she's got you over a barrel. Men out there, be good to your women.
And to be honest, it's precisely that Levy relies on. He knows that we are going to things. So, I mean, I can understand why people say, well, if you're so Levy out, why have you got a season ticket? Well, as you say, as Kay says, we're addicts. But at the same time, it gives us a little bit of a voice because we can take our protest inside, where he can hear it. It's the closest we'll ever come to actually being able to speak to Levy in person, right? So I always say to every season ticket holder who is Levy out, don't give up your season ticket. Don't give up your membership because that gives you a voice, right? But there are things that along the lines of what John is saying that people can do. Don't spend in the stadium. Don't spend in the shop.
Makes me feel good. It makes me feel good again about buying this shirt off the random guy at the bar.
Yeah,
you've heard.
Yeah. But no, a ticket is fine. Any ticket is fine, but don't buy merchandise, don't buy food. Go and support the independent shops and eateries and stuff that are outside the stadium, not the ones that the club have taken on board, and like the fucking Beavertown, which I saw was rammed the last time I was in there.
But they have nothing official with like Chick King or anything like that, right?
That's
like
right.
That's all just its own.
Yeah. Find out which ones are independent and patronize in the American term them. Give them your money, because it's not going to the club. That will have an effect. I promise you, it will have an effect, because they monitor to the penny how much they're taking fortnight on fortnight, or week by week, or however often there's a game. You start hitting those tills, you start making those tills ring less. I promise you, he will react. I swear to you, he will react. Just don't.
So you're saying bring my own tuna fish sandwich and like a small bottle of booze into the game with me, and then just
you're not allowed to bring alcohol into the stadium bowl. So no, but you can go to an independent pub and drink there before the game and drink after the game. Just don't have a pint during the game. Is it really that necessary to have a drink at halftime?
And they make these really cool things too that you can wear. And they make them in the US where it looks like you got a little bit of a gut, but it actually holds a bunch of beer, and there's a little straw that comes out of it, and you can drink out of it. And it's very
public. Then start checking
lovely
it.
Body
I just
temperature
got that jacket.
It's pretty cool.
I think what's unique in the States is that because just thinking about it, when your professional team is doing real bad, really you're the talk of the town, like New York, Cincinnati, San Diego, and when you're real bad, the owner has to hear it because you're full focused. In London, you have so many clubs. Of course, you have, I would like to say, the big three, Tottenham, Arsenal, and Chelsea, but that attention is spread out. Even if things are going bad at a club, the attention is really spread out. Where in the States, like I'm in Orlando, we have a basketball team, the Magic. If they're doing real bad, like the owner will hear it, like it's guaranteed. They will hear it, they will see it, the news media, the radio coverage, it will be. Whereas in football, depending, like Barcelona, they only have to compete with Espanyol, and so they're gonna hear everything. Real, Madrid, they share, the city with Atletico, and I forgot what's the other club. It's in football, especially in England, it's different. The shared attention of,
I know where you're coming from, Murray. Yeah, the support is spread out. The support, it's a wider area than you find with American sports. Yes,
you can't have a radio show in London. You can't have a radio show in London and for 4 hours talk about that one club. You're going to spread the attention amongst all the clubs that are in London. Where in New York, if like my Giants, they've been bad. They get all the attention of that 5-hour show. We fired our general manager. Well, we forced him to resign. And we fired our head coach, and because fans were showing up. I think it's offensive in London, England, but in the States, if you disgrace, if you feel embarrassed by your club, your team, you have paper bag. You see on TV, the TV has to show it because they're showing you the game. They're showing that people have got to a point they are upset, and that's when usually the owner or the general manager says, "Okay, I'm going to fire that coach," because once the paper bags come out, it's bad. So,
I mean, can I make a quick little point? Barry, if you don't take it off mute, you can't speak.
I know, Mr. K.
I've been trying to speak, Barry.
I was letting you all speak. You were getting passionate after your little rant last night, which everyone loved. And Mari looks like a sexy Wesley Snipes from Passenger 57.
I didn't. Hey, I just want you to know, Mari, I didn't get a single compliment from him, so he really means that. He really means he's not just giving them out to anybody. Like that was special.
You PayPal me some money, geezer. What are you talking about?
Colin, if you want a compliment, you're looking great, man.
Thank you. I was fishing for one, and I appreciate it.
Colin, we're loving your beard. You and Tiago, yeah. So let's have a bit of that.
Rez
just wants. It's like the. I mean, you need to put 4 of you up there. I mean, it's kind of like Chris, Colin, Tiago. Then Mr. K obviously is like the Gandalf of beards. I feel a little bit left out, if I'm honest, because you've all got a little bit of.
I'm putting everybody in order of their beards.
No, the beardless one. The beardless one has to go in the middle, surely. To sort of
guys, can I turn around and say it? Am I allowed to say it? To Levy, thou shalt not pass.
The frustration, the thing that just really, really gets me is that there are still people out there who just will not accept that they have been proven wrong. Right?
Does everyone in the chat think I have the beards in correct order? Well, right now Barry's gone, but we've got Mari.
Wait.
Chris,
I can't figure out if your beard or his beard is longer.
Chris.
All I know is that you've really trimmed it up nicely. It looks really nice the way you've done it, especially that bit there and that nice clean line that you got coming there. You know the bit when it comes back up again underneath your chin? You know, I find that the hardest thing to do when I'm trimming. You know, the middle bit and then it comes up like a V. It's perfect. I can't do that. Every time I do it, it kind of messes up. So I let it grow up to my cheekbones. Anyway, I digress. Barely talk.
Go to the barber shop. It's easier.
Shellside Spurs corrupted the chat again, talking about something random.
Where are they at? I don't see it.
I went into their stream.
Where are they at?
Where are they at?
Top 2 corners.
We need to get some more.
Guys, we live in a world today where it's too easy to give up. The struggle is too hard, and what we're doing is we're embarrassing, or we're disrespecting all those people that came before us that have struggled for one reason or another in the cause of what they believe to be good for other people. We're not just selfish fans that I want trophies. Dude, what's the trophy going to do in my pocket? It's not going there. The money's not going there. This is a collective feeling that's shared amongst other people that have the same affection in their heart for you as you do, regardless of where they came from, what background they have, what color, what size, everything. It doesn't matter. We come together as one. And it's the most beautiful thing you'll ever see on this planet, because everyone out there is trying to divide us. And now that poison has reached into our club where it's now divided the fan base. And we're at that situation where you're trying to convince someone of what you feel and what you've seen and what you know. And they don't believe you. And it's very, very, it hurts you because they're a fellow fan. They love the club just as much as you do. When people start to throw insults at each other, all they're doing is distracting and deflecting away from where the real problem lies. And that's what's happened here. While we bicker amongst fans against fans, people are getting away and stuffing their pockets with money. And it's coming out of not your hard work, but the 100 years or so of the fans that came before us. Who could not imagine a stadium costing £1 billion.
This is the thing, right? Is that the difference is, and I'm going to be specific. The difference between those of us who want Levy out and those that constantly patronize and obfuscate and talk away from points is that we're the ones actually respecting the struggle of the fans that came before, if such a struggle existed. Certainly the glory that has gone from this club. Okay, I put it in one of the group chats. Since Levy took over, 21 years. Okay, we've been in 6 finals and won 1. In the 20 years before that, and that included Alan Sugar and Irving Scholar's tenures, I would remind everyone, we were in 7 finals and won 4. okay, or 5 even, possibly. Yeah. So you explain to me precisely what it is that Levy has done that makes you so keen to fucking well fillet him.
He's got a beautiful penis. So
on that note, Colin, I'm gonna have to go to bed. I think.
No, Chris, you said that a while ago. And hey, thank you for being here, Chris.
That is so wrong, Chris. That is so wrong.
Yeah, I've just realised what I've said there. I need to go to sleep. I don't know where Levy lives, and he's not here.
Hey. If you get us some transfers, Chris. I'll talk to you soon, though, mate. Thanks for being here, man. I appreciate it.
Thanks so much for inviting me on.
Take care,
cheers, everybody.
Cheers, buddy.
Happy ranting.
It's the Mari effect, I think. It's the sexiness that he's exuded into
Cheers,
the
guys.
channel.
Cheers, Chris. Have a good one, man.
It's funny because like Reyes, he speaks all serious. He rants and then calling. I just want to say,
I'm right. I'm with Reyes 100%. I just had to add a little bit of comic relief.
I just wanted to say regarding what Mr. K said. I don't agree with that. I think we as a fan base, we should be able to look at others and disagree and call them out if we think they're wrong, just as the other fans are right to call us out if they think we're wrong. Because for me, the change at Spurs starts with the fan base. Because for me, the fan base is just as bad as Daniel Levy.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's the same fan base that's going to go out and say Daniel Levy is terrible, 20 years, 1 trophy. But it's the same fan base that's going to go out there and it's going to defend the same players that have been for 7-8 years, have let us down in the big moments, in the big games, in the finals, and they didn't win, and they embarrassed us.
But who bought those players? Who bought them?
I'm not getting that out of the equation. But what I'm saying is, we need to demand change, and the change starts there.
No, the change won't ever come
does,
there.
Do you know? Because it does exactly what Levy wants. Because he doesn't want to spend money. He doesn't want to get the money out of his pocket. And the more we defend these players, and the more we want them to stay, the better for him.
So what do you fix first? You don't, if he's the source of the problem, you can't. You know, if you've got a tap that won't turn off and it's flooding your bathroom, right? You can stand there mopping the floor as much as you want. The tap is still on.
The first change for me
fix the tap first.
The first change for me is not changing the players or changing Levy. It's the fan base. Because they do the same thing as Daniel Levy does.
That will always be the case. There will always be those that will suck him off. The problem we have at the moment is that there's still a small group, not even a small group, there's still a significant enough group that won't change their minds.
People.
You know,
I'm not even saying Levy in people. I'm saying Levy out people. Even people who are Levy out. If you defend these players and with their heart saying, "Oh, they're very good players." These players were back up with Pochettino, let us down, became starters.
I don't see that. I don't see that with the Levy outers. I heard them singing "We want Levy out" at the Leicester game.
And then
that's the right thing to do.
Bergwijn scores the goal. Mm-hmm. Everybody forgets about it. Everybody forgets about the rest of the game that we struggled to score a goal.
There's plenty that have been criticizing the thing. The problem is that they're generally the ones that don't say much because they know that if, let's say, for instance, we've just won. I mean, I felt euphoric when we won that game because we won that game. So I wasn't going to dull the mood by saying anything negative, but I thought we shipped 2 goals against the weak Leicester. Yeah. We got out of there with the skin of our teeth. That's the truth of it. We won, but it was a very it's an unexpected win. We sort of deserved to win because of how we played before, but it was a win that came out of nowhere, right? It wasn't an earned win in that sense. But when you've got that much euphoria, you're not going to say anything, right?
Conte said this.
I've said myself, I will lose 0 sleep over Bergwijn if he goes or if he stays. And that's my opinion, hasn't changed on him just because he scored those 2 goals. I saw him against Chelsea. He wasn't particularly effective. You know, it's not that we've got every football fan is fickle. Every football fan will change their mind. But the point is this: there is one target. There is one target, and that is Daniel Levy. Not the fans, not the players, not the manager, not the staff, not the stadium, not the training ground, nothing, just Levy. And that's where every little bit of our attention has to be focused as a fan base.
Levy out.
Those that want to, those that want to be Levy out will do it. Those that don't want to be Levy out, fine. You can just shut up, okay? And hopefully you'll wake up one day and realize what this man has done to our fucking club, right? But for now, the focus is Levy, not the fans, not the players, nobody. Levy has to be.
And it is, but I think for me, the biggest problem is fans will do the same thing as Levy, because we say Levy is complacent about the squad. And I agree with everything you said, with every single word you said. But then
I think it's a combination between the two. We've got to make the target. No, I agree with you.
I'm not saying. Just
I agree with you.
I'm not saying Daniel Levy is not a problem. Just finish, Mr. Lee, very, very quickly. Sorry, but for example, one example I'm going to use until the situation changes. Morecambe. We struggled for 72 minutes to break Morecambe down. A League One side. Harry Winks, with a lucky overhead cross, scored a goal. After the game, he was called a role model of effort and commitment to the club. After years of poor performances, after years of being that bang average midfielder we always knew he was. The same fans who are praising Ben Davies after 250 games. Do you really think Ben Davies would have played 250 times for any other of the Big Six clubs?
Yes, not the Big Six, no, but that's the point.
And where do we want to be?
But the point is,
we want to be a Big Six club.
Yeah,
we
but
need
the
to
point
put
is this: the problem is that when you turn around and you say it's the players that's the problem, you're saying that is something that's solvable by Levy. Now, theoretically, it is, but we've had 24 days of the transfer window, and he has shown zero intent of doing that. So the problem is still Levy. It's the whole tap thing. The tap is still running. Your bathroom is flooded, and you're worried about whether your mop is good enough.
I honestly think that you guys would be surprised. I think there'll be. I think I'm going to go on a limb here and say there's going to be 3 incoming signings before the transfer window is over.
Hugo Lloris, Kane.
No, I'm not even kidding. I'm not even kidding. I really.
I think Wiggs is getting a contract as well. So there's the new signing for a midfielder.
I think
homegrown.
And Ben Davis.
Okay.
No, I think Colin is right. There's gonna be 3 new signings. You saw one link to a kid who's 18 years old. Okay, he's so talented. I understand. Is the guy ready to play today in our squad?
2 goals.
Yeah.
2 goals.
Yeah. Yes. 2 goals in whatever French league that he's in, right? Where we should be going after a ready-made player. Aston Villa is about to go get their 3rd signing and getting
fourth signing
and getting the guy from Juventus, Betancourt, Betancourt, who is a pretty good. And I saw that today, and I'm thinking to myself, mindset. You know, because our fan base do enable. You guys are panicking. Oh, it's 24 days. I said this. What I said about this about assignment. Little Billy, little Susie, you have 3 weeks to finish your term paper.
If you're anything like me, you would wait till the last week, bro. I do it every time.
Last day, you wait.
I do.
The last day, and yeah, you may pull out a great paper, but it's always going to come up and catch up to you. I'm telling you, some of the great leaders in business.
Yeah, and it's caught up to Levy tons of times, but I think he's due for a win. I think it's going to work this time. We've got Paratici, who likes to do late deals and weird swap deals and loans and buys.
I'm not saying not doing late deals is bad,
but some early deals to go with it.
It is early deals to go with it. It is embarrassing. This is the same club that has 70 days without a manager. This is the same club that went 3 trips. It's embarrassing.
Guys, calm down for a second. I want to ask a quick question because you guys are knowledgeable, right? Yeah. Has there been any transfers?
Wait. It goes back to
2 weeks.
It goes back to what I was saying earlier. Fixed mindset. Oh no, January is too tough. You can't do business. Look at Aston Villa. Look at the other 18 teams are not doing. Well, the other 18 teams are
Did
not.
they need to do anything?
They didn't do anything. And fuck the other 18, 19 teams. It was Tottenham. We know the meal. We know the deals that we need to make. It's growth mindset versus fixed mindset. And our fan base enables that fixed mindset, and that's what Daniel Levy does. What he does, we enable them. It's the truth. Is the truth.
Enabled. Guys, maybe there's a middle ground somewhere that maybe both sides of you guys is correct. Like, for example, the main aim is to basically point towards Levy and his responsibility of taking, let's face it, responsibility over 21 years, right? Yeah. And at the same time, as we're targeting towards that, we gather the fan base around us to increase in numbers. You know, the people that are on either side of the fence, like starting bringing them together as we're moving, as the traction grows.
Yeah,
and I think both things can be done like one, like in a bicycle wheel. You need to pedal both sides if you want to get somewhere. And I think maybe
going to happen.
Thiago and yourself are both correct.
They're going to happen inevitably. There will always, the thing you've got to bear in mind is this, all right, is that when you talk about the Spurs fan base, right, you're talking about people that are scattered all over the world, right? The only ones that can really have a tangible effect are the ones that are here in the UK, right? The ones that the tangible effects that those that are scattered around the world can do is basically don't pour any money into the club, right? Don't buy merchandise from the club website, for instance, right? If you know, just spend your money on Spurs differently. But those of us that are here, the thing that I have seen is that they're crystallizing into specific places, right? You get those that are staunchly Levy out, and then you get one other group that just won't hear it. And then there's a very thin sliver that are that call themselves on the fence, but to my mind, they're not. They're on because they're basically ignoring 21 years and looking at things right now. Okay. But eventually I think they will come round anyway, right? The Levy out group will keep growing because there's such little to deny now, right? When people turn around and say under his tenure, we've only had this many finals and this many trophies. Yeah. They can't answer that. The one that I saw today was, it's because of Chelsea and Man City. Yeah. Okay. So Chelsea were purchased in 2003. Enoch bought Spurs in 2000. Why didn't we win anything in those first 3 years? Or Man City, they were taken over in 2008. Yeah. So why didn't we win anything in that first 8 years? You know, apart from a League Cup.
I saw that in the group chat. Yeah.
Okay. Those questions, those excuses, because that's what they are. They're just excuses. Don't hold water anymore. They don't. Okay. It is 21 years. In the 20 years before, and that includes Alan Shearer's tenure and it includes Irving Scholar's tenure, we won 4 trophies. One of them a European one. Okay. Or 5 trophies. It could even be. Okay, I've got to count again. Right? We were in 7 finals and won 5. Spurs are always, or were always, in the conversation. Always. Now we are laughed at. Okay? Other clubs laugh at us. They never laughed at us. They might take the piss, they might banter, they might hate us. They never laughed at us. Now they do. And that is 100% down to Daniel Levy.
I mean, they're even laughing at when decisions go their way on the pitch, right, in terms of refereeing. They even laugh when accidentally the ball goes in, right, because of an accidental slap on the ball by maybe Tanganga. They're laughing at what they're getting away with. And they're almost sniggering in front of the camera. I've seen them do it. They're sniggering in front of the camera. They're embarrassed sometimes to get away with what they get away with. You know, the things that will get pulled up on is the same thing will happen another time, another place, to another club, and nothing will happen. Or alternatively, the same thing in the opposite direction will happen, and we'll have the decision against us. And it's like everybody can see it because everyone's got replays, and they generally, instead of them turning around and saying, you know what, this is wrong, they turn around and say, that's funny.
And that's
Tottenham. Okay because it's only Tottenham. It's only Spurs. It's okay to laugh at that club.
Yeah.
And when you look
I
at
that accent, I like that accent you're doing. Just okay, that was good. You're also pretty good with accents.
And that's what Levy has done to us. He has turned us into a banter club, right? And there is no greater indictment of a chairman if his club has been turned into a banter club under his tenure, right? We are no longer taken seriously. What is there worse than that for a football club, to not be taken seriously? For Alex Ferguson to be able to turn around and give his halftime team talk to consist of, lads, it's Tottenham. For us to be 3-0 up at home and lose 5-3.
Got some good players.
Yeah.
For us to play Chelsea 4 times in a season and lose every game with an aggregate score of 8-0. Tell me that isn't Levy's fault.
It's embarrassing. It's funny because I was just thought about it. Yesterday, my mates in England, in Manchester, wished me a happy birthday. One of my mates.
Another excuse. Sorry, Maury. Another excuse.
Yeah. One of my mates.
I want to hear it.
One of my mates is a United fan. Like, hey, happy birthday, stuff like that. He said, sorry about Spurs, man. And I was just like, yeah, I'm just gonna put. It's like we joke around. He goes, why do you do that to yourself, man? In regards to Spurs, and he's just like, man. He's like, man, I wish we had Conte, because we would. He told us straight up, we will back him. He says, yo, man. He said, mate.
Yeah, but it's
as long as you, he says, yeah, it's like you have Conte, but you're not gonna back him. It's not gonna work. It works if you back him. It's gonna be dangerous. I went to the store to get the jersey, the new jersey that Colin's wearing, weeks ago. The owner of the store, he owns a couple of football stores. He was a Liverpool fan. He said, man, I like the hire that you guys hired Tottenham. But you know what? You guys are not going to really reach the apex with Conte. And I'm like,
amazing.
I'm like,
how can other fans know this and our own fans don't?
Thank you. That's the point I'm going to say. I was like, why? Because I'm like, Daniel Levy is frugal. He's cheap. This is the guy I said that I saw Joe Louis at one of the restaurants in my town, and Joe Louis has a guy on staff who holds his cell phone. Stands right next to him, holds cell phone. I was like, you lying. He said, no, the truth. He named the restaurant, and I was just like, wow. But going back to the point, he was saying, man, I love that hire for you guys. I have a soft spot for Tottenham, but you're not going to succeed with him because you're not going to truly back him. You're not. So you have people of fans outside him. They love the hire, but they're like, your hire's not going to work because eventually you're not going to back Conte. And so for me, it's just kind of like our fan base that says, well, he went signed for $20 million. Maybe he was promised. Like, people lie. People bamboozle you.
Also, Conte. Okay, like people need jobs. He could have been promised X amount of dollars and known he wasn't going to get like an extremely good budget, but thought that he could sort of like Mourinho. He could have been up for a challenge. You know what I mean? There's all kinds of I don't there's other ways of looking at it. I think besides just Levy's a liar. But I'm not saying he's not. I'm just saying we don't know what Conte was promised. It could have been, hey bro, you're not really getting shit in January. Just to let you know, we're trying to offload these fucking wage vampires that are just like destroying everything. And until then, work some magic. If you can get top 4, great. If not, fuck it. We'll do it next season. You know what I mean? Like maybe that's what they told the guy.
Do you know why Conte left Inter Milan in the summer?
They weren't backing it
for that reason.
No, it's not that they were not backing. They said, we are in a financial crisis. We're gonna sell 2 players for big money, but we're gonna bring someone else in. we are going to bring someone else in, and they sold the 2 players and they brought someone else in. Still, Conte said no.
They brought Dzeko. They brought in Dzeko.
Well,
And Dumfries.
There's got to be something going on that we're not.
He was
really
going to be
we're
backed.
not really.
He was going to be backed.
But I think the point is we're still like you everyone's saying, it's 24 days, so 25 days now because it's past 11 o'clock. We've been talking about Adama Traore for 2 to 3 weeks.
Pictures of him in London. Pictures of him in London yesterday.
Yeah.
He was
But
in
we've been
London physically.
he could be in London, he could be going through, he could be doing anything. We're talking about that. I've just put in the private chat. Martial's just signed for Sevilla on loan to the end of the season.
Yeah, so
Want to know something better? Want to know
So
something better?
we've got-
Vlahovic is going to Juventus.
Oh my
Juventus, yeah, I saw it. And that's his team that he wants to. So if we were aggressive early, but then again, what am I saying? We're never gonna pay.
I don't think we were gonna pull. I don't think we had the pull for him. I don't think he was coming at any point.
No.
We
If you
did.
pull, no.
We did.
He likes Conte. He knows Conte. He loves
We
Conte.
did have the pull.
Yeah, we did have to pull, but
We
we
did have.
don't have the ambition. Well,
if we didn't have a literal, I call him a wage vampire, but if we didn't have Ndombele literally just sucking out the wages of a world class player out of our club that doesn't pay that to the players that deserve it, maybe we could have afforded somebody like that. I don't know. I really hope we get rid of Ndombele on loan.
We can afford a lot of what's it called? We can afford a lot more players.
Tony makes a good point here.
We lost 200 and something thousand a week when Bale went back to Real Madrid. We gained that back. So why not pay that thing? We've got, apparently I heard that the players that we shifted out, their wages amounted to £610,000 a week.
Shamu, come on the stream, bro. Here's the link.
We have money to get Vlahovic. Do not believe the lie. Do not believe the lie. Do not believe the lie. It's just that Tottenham has this. I've said it in many shows before for months, where they want to recycle funds within the club to be able to, and then people say they've pulled out. Like I said, all those top teams, they infuse new cash. Lewis could do it like that, but he refuses to do that. That's their method with Tottenham, and it's going to be like that. It's never going to change.
100%.
We can afford that $100 million signing, but we will never do that. That's why I said we're not a big six club. What we want is to find a bargain through the youth, and then apparently hope they luck out like Harry Kane. Yeah, and that's how we're gonna go. But then again, we're confused because we hire a coach who is not that way. We're confused. If you told me that we want to be like Borussia Dortmund or Ajax, where we get all the young players and we train them to be great, and then we sell them, I will accept that. At least I know the vision and the plan, the DNA, the philosophy. Right.
No, but you know what, Maury, it's so
confused. It's so confusing.
But Maury, it works for Dortmund and it works for Ajax because they're not in particularly strong leagues. Ajax don't need to do that much, so they can afford to do it. We can't. If we want to compete for stuff, we can't just be a youth development club. We've got to buy ready-made players. So I wouldn't accept that about Spurs, and that's what he did say he wanted to do, to focus on the youth. We've never focused on youth. Name me 10 Spurs players that were developed from the academy and became superstars. Right, we'd struggle. We've never been that club, right? But he's again trying to alter the narrative, right? He turned around and said the stadium was the game changer. He said the stadium was the game changer.
And Tony brings that up in his comment here. Tony Kenny again with another insightful comment.
It's confusion, and the thing is, they use the excuse of COVID, where for the 10 years that we've made profit. Can I tell you, Tavistock is laughing. They made profit. In Florida. I'm not even talking about the United States. In Florida, while everybody was suffering, they were one of the companies that made profit in Florida. They're going to build a university on their land For Disney, look it up. Medical City is booming. They're making vaccines and stuff. You drive out there, all of that land is owned by Tavistock. Mind you, Tavistock has built a practice facility for Orlando City. And one of my good friends, I didn't want to say this, they thought, because remember, Stan Kroenke owns the Colorado Rapids, Manchester City owns the champions of the MLS right now, NYCFC. I was talking to a friend, I said, was there ever a time that Joe Louis was thinking about buying a feeder club, Orlando City? So yeah, they thought about it, stuff. But apparently, the guys who own the Orlando Magic, Amway, they swooped right in and said, "Hey, we're gonna buy part of Orlando City," and then that's where they were building the new stadium for Orlando City. If you ever come to Orlando, they have a real nice stadium. There's a World Cup, the World Cup in 2026 in the States. If Orlando wins the bid, that new stadium, it's a soccer stadium, will host some of the games. You know, there was strong interest. So you look at all the other outside entities that they have been so successful. That's why people are like, well, we don't have.
Oh my God! Hey, we have something really cool that's never happened before. I've never met Shamu Van Spurs, and he's here, you guys. Sorry to cut you off, Mari, but this is big. This is big for me. What's up, Killer Whale Shamu?
Killer Whale Shamu. I love that name.
Yeah. What's up? What's up?
Shamu?
Oh. You could have a microphone issue. Maybe it's not loud enough.
Or it's on mute now.
You're muted now, friend. But
one last thing. We're not a poor club. We're not Burnley.
We're not.
We act like Burnley. We act like Burnley. We act like Google. We have money, but we choose not to spend.
We're stingier than Burnley. Right? Yeah. We only spend that much of our turnover on wages. They spend that much. Yes.
Yeah, we got you there now. What's up, man?
No,
we can't hear you. No, okay.
Okay, this isn't working.
Okay, now we can hear you.
I hear you.
Oh, Aaron. Yeah, he knows, Aaron.
Gone again.
Oh, he'll be back. We've got this.
Keep trying.
But lots of love in the chat. Big up again to everybody in the chat. I think I'm going to.
I just wanted to say one thing very quickly. When I was talking about the fans, one thing I want to say. Do you know what Spurs fans are saying about the Vlahovic deal? At least he's not going to Arsenal. Instead of going and saying, Daniel Levy, you're cunts, you should have spent money, they're saying at least he's not going to Arsenal. That's the problem. Is Daniel Levy a problem? Yes, but he's a problem because we let him become a problem, because we let him pass again.
You're never going to fix the fan base. You're never going to fix the fan base and get every single person thinking the same way. That's never going to happen. So
I know.
Concentrating on that is pointless. Focus.
It's not. Everyone. You're not going to change everyone, but you gotta try to change as many people as you can.
You do that. You do that by basically showing them the way. You don't do that by badgering them and bantering them, because they're never going to change. Right? Look at some of the people in some of the group chats. Right? It's right in front of them. The problems right in front of them. Okay, they're here.
But that's what I'm saying. We gotta show them the problem. The problem is that we need numbers to change, but we need to get numbers. We need to show them. I'm not benching them.
Where are you going to get them from? Where are you going to get them from? You can't brainwash anyone. They're just going to do it. You know. So what you do is that you go out there and you if you're here, you protest. If you're there, you basically withhold and say to them, this is what you're doing. But don't then spend loads and loads of time trying to change their mind. They're not going to do it until the tide turns. And then you get critical mass and then everyone jumps on board. That's the only way to do it. You can't sit there badgering them and targeting them. You've got to target the main problem, right? And the rest will follow, right? This is why I only sort of criticize arguments. I don't criticize people. If they want to believe what they believe, they're going to believe what they believe, right? But I will take apart their arguments, okay? Because you do that, that's fine. But saying you're wrong right, over and over again, is going to make them think less. They're going to make it less likely to come to you. You just take their arguments apart and then go off and do what you want to do. That's what we do. That's what I do.
I'm not criticizing them. I'm criticizing what they're saying. Their argument. At least it's not Arsenal.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough.
They should have shame. They should have shame that they are celebrating that he's not going to Arsenal.
Oh my God! You guys.
What's up, Brian?
We got Brian and Kim.
Wait, that's not Brian. It's too young.
It is Brian.
Yeah, this is like Brian's younger brother. Where'd Brian go?
That's Brian Daliali's younger brother.
Brian, we're twins. We're twins, brother.
What's up, Mike? Do you know what? I actually wore this today, and when I put this on, I didn't even do it subconsciously. But this actual jumper, Bob bought me when we were in Derby. We're going out one night, and he's like, "I'm gonna buy you a jumper. Let's get you a big ass jumper." So I saw this one in Primani and fell in love with it. And then I went to see him today, and I realised, I just looked at myself and I thought, Bob. So fuck me, I look like Bob. But yeah, it's always good to see that on the screen. It's always good to see that on the screen. So I was wearing this when I went. I wore this into the hospital. I had to get dressed. Fuck me. I had to get dressed out of all this shit. But what have I missed? Have we signed anyone?
Have we signed anyone?
Nice about Daniel Levy and the mindset of our club.
We're still talking about Adama, mate. We're still talking about Adama.
Oh no, we're still pushing for Adama. We're in Labour. We're in Labour. We're pushing again.
I didn't know we were talking about
Adama. Mario, I said it to you yesterday, but now I'm saying it to your face. Happy birthday for yesterday, bro. Just a shame Spurs, as normal, let people fucking down on their birthday. But I wish you many happy returns, mate. Many happy returns, brother.
That's true. We gotta sing happy birthday to Mari later. We need to sing.
Oh man, we've already. Okay.
And if you went to that Brazilian state,
we already have
one. You didn't ask cachaça.
I have to keep my voice all in shape for protesting. So, like a singer going to a concert, I decline.
True Fitzy Free is so true. Rockstar is a legend. And Fitzy says, Kim, you're a legend. He's right. We got love from Tony. Bryce asking if there's a men's version of that jumper that you could have got instead.
Right, do you know what? Bryce is a very funny dude. He's a very, very funny.
Hey, we're gonna have to. Hey, he says we're going to see your tattoo to make sure you're not a Levy clone.
No, I'm not. I'm definitely, mate. I am guaranteed. Listen, I am definitely not a Levy clone unless I shave my head off in the summer and do this and put my glasses on. Then, unfortunately, I do have a little bit of a resemblance to him. But from when I next see him, believe me, if I get a chance to rearrange his face so I don't look like him, it can be arranged.
I wanted to make a question, and I think we should start with Brian, because we're talking about Daniel Levy, and it's eventually going to get back to him. I mean, it's impossible not to go back to him. But given the news that Vlahovic is now going to Juventus, who do we go for now?
He's not going to Tottenham either, I can promise you that.
We go for someone in the Slovakian 28th division who cost about 3.5p.
And is 16 years old.
Yeah, we'll go for one for the future because we haven't got enough of them. I must admit, when my nephews grow up, and if the parasite's still there, we'll still be buying people for the future. I'm not surprised that Daniel Levy doesn't go to sperm banks and start buying sperm and going, I'm going to buy them because they're one for the future. That's going to be his new venture. Listen, strike the... I don't
see a Spurs shirt and a little tail out the bottom wiggling away.
Exactly. He'll go around the nightclub seeing people hook up. Oh, they look like they got. I'm going to buy your kids. That's what he did. That's what he did. Listen. We're the only good thing with Vlahovic going to Juventus is it stops the embarrassment of us making a last-minute attempt. Just for people to go, look, we're really challenging, and then it doesn't happen. We're not getting a striker.
We're not getting.
We're not. We're not getting a striker.
Our season is saved. We've got Adama Traore.
Yeah.
There were headlines. I'm trying to find the source. I remember the headline. Oh, okay, found Daily Mail. Club chief Daniel Levy is renowned for keeping the checkbook firmly shut until he deems a move is truly worth doing.
Yeah, that's broken.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
What a surprise. I mean, nobody has heard that before, right?
Yeah.
Freaking idiot.
You know
Shit, Sherlock.
I've been chatting today to a lot of people. I've been shouting today a lot of people, and Kim can verify that. And do you know what? At one point, I was speaking to Ben and Simeon, who are going to start, I think, bringing the Unique Out banners back out onto We on Tottenham TV. And I said to them, "Why did you ever put them down?" And I didn't mean that in a bad way to them at all, because I know how they stand and I know what they represent. And they are the biggest fan channel that let the fans have their view and talk about anything. You have the other big channels that come on and like pussyfoot around it and bend over for Levy to just get some comp tickets and whatever. We are Tottenham TV, stand up for the fans. Tottenham TV is the only big colossus mothership that gives fans the say. And like people remember, I had that huge debate with Ben, which was brilliant, on the 6th of January, and I quoted every single thing that's going to happen this window. As did Rez, as did Danny Kiriakou, Danny Kiriakou. Mate, I'm actually sounding like a good singer when I sing that now. So much training, I can get that in tune. But only that song. The rest of the time, goddamn deaf. We've called this the whole time, and we've had to sit back and Nick, Barry, Sean, Phil, Grant, Nigel, Arthur, and whatever EastEnders characters in the. Oh, Beardless Barry today. He's gone with. Okay, so he's gone Beardless Barry. Okay, he's got from the tweet that I put out that we were at the protest. A lot of it, compared to normal, was love. Like, well done, guys, stand up. But you got the odd dickheads going, "Oh, what are you doing?" And everyone's been going, "This is the window. This is the window. Paratici's here. We're all going to do it. This is going to happen. This is going to happen. Conte's got insurances." And I said, "I can assure you, we'll be in this situation come the
1st of
6
February.
minutes away from the 25th. 6 days. We're 7 minutes away from my daily "Have we signed anyone yet?" tweet to Tottenham Hotspur with a gift. So, mate.
Danny, I just want to say Danny's message here. He'll play up front for us. He'll be cheap. I don't know if you saw the very beginning of this stream, but showcases a little bit of skill. And I'm actually playing as I'm a free agent right now, and Spurs can pick me up on a free. And I honestly just put me up a Hotspur way. Just let me live there at the training ground, and don't pay me anything. And I'll bang in some goals when Harry Kane needs to sit a spell.
But Brian, January is too hard. Too hard. You know, you can't make signings. As Aston Villa. It's so hard. It's so hard in January.
John, sorry, I'm kind of catching up.
I'm
catching up on comments. But like
the one thing as well is when Vlahovic signs for Juventus, and you go, "But I thought big clubs didn't move to big teams or whatever." They'll go, "Oh yeah, but that's Italy. In Italy, it's different." Listen, every single time there is an excuse.
Fitzpatrick, Johnny. So we got Johnny in the chat saying, instead of saying we buy for the future, we buy for a profit. But what I think though is we do a shit job at it. Southampton have that model, and they do a really good job. They do it really well. So I think we are trying to do that, but we fucking suck. We can't. We're stuck in between. We're stuck in between. Do we buy the ready-made player or do we buy the projects? And we do the shit. Sometimes we'll do. Sometimes we will spring for that ready-made Premier League proven player, and we fuck that up, and then we fuck up the fucking projects too. And so it's like we can't make the right decision. We're trying to do it all, and we're not doing any of it correctly.
Let me paint a very pretty picture, and I'll speak to one of my very good friends in Canada. And he was telling me something his son realised. His 12-year-old son, who turned around to him and said, "Dad, if Barcelona are $1 billion euros in debt, how are they signing Fernand Torres from Manchester City for 40-odd million?"
Exactly.
They got rid of players. They got rid of Messi. They sorted their wage bill out and whatever. They're now saying we're back. We're back. They're still billion euros in debt.
Yep.
They can still pay Man City 50 million for the striker they wanted.
Yep.
But they are done. They are €1 billion in debt.
Kim has her hand up like the queen. You need to do like a.
Kim is the queen. Kim is the empress.
You're going to go like that.
Thank you. Oh, all right. Well, I'm not really. I'm an imposter.
No, like this, guys.
No way. That's no way. That's how she does it.
You can't show the palm. You have to show the palm inwards.
No, I'm not.
Show my middle finger. That's it. Fuck off.
That's what you're doing.
Sorry.
Anyway, what I want to know, right? We've got this inertia-ridden transfer window.
We have the meeting of the minds here, so we get the brain trust. So we'll be able
tell me about it. But if we've got to sell before we can buy, why the hell aren't we even selling? Why aren't we trying to move? You know what I mean? Why aren't we trying to make some movement happen? Why are we intentionally trying to piss off the greatest manager we're ever likely to get?
Talking rubbish right now. I'm sorry, everyone's talking rubbish, right? If you have £1 million and last week,
Mr. K, can I just say, please say what you mean, please?
If you had £1 million and last week you spunked it at the stadium, and this week you said you got no money, right? Yeah. Why is everyone talking about this week? Why not talk about last week when you had the £1 million and you decided to spunk it and not use it? That's the issue that people have got today. You're spending like selling to buy. It's a ridiculous argument that we all fall for. Absolutely.
Exactly.
You know what my favorite one is? Do you know what my favorite one is? This is the one that Levy Inners use.
Go on.
Irrevocable losses. Because apparently you've got recoverable losses. Right? Apparently
it's like when you're gambling, dude, and you're 100 down and you're like, well, I haven't cashed out yet, so I can still get that 100 back if I just I just make the right moves.
All losses are losses, right? I know obviously there's terms like that. It's a loss, right? But they use that to sort of say, oh, at the moment, because we've had irrevocable losses, we can't do anything. What a load of crap. And what you say, Brian, about Barcelona is brilliant, right? Because there's a very major British company that is £3 billion in debt and yet still operates, still makes money, and that's BT, right?
Mari's Love Lounge.
Because debt is actually not a problem for a big business. All business has debt.
That's why Spurs have so much debt. We carry debt. Yeah. It's like you want to have debt that you're paying on. It establishes. Yeah.
So this idea that because we're in debt we can't spend, it's rubbish.
Hey, I don't know how many likes there are on this video. I just want to say to everyone in the chat, I've got 19 people watching, so that's kind of awesome for me.
How many likes have you got?
I haven't checked, but not 19 for sure, because so if 20 now, but one of them's me. Okay. But if all of us could just like this video,
everyone whack a like on it. Can I just say to Mr. K,
14 out of 20 likes.
Sarcastic with that I was being sarcastic about the sell to buy thing. It's clearly a bullshit narrative. We all know that. That's why I was being
absolutely. I feel like
Jackson about it.
Okay,
he's doing his tweet.
You gotta introduce yourself in case anyone doesn't know who you are, Brian.
Sorry?
You gotta introduce yourself to the world in case anyone's watching and doesn't know you already.
Who am I in the room or in the chat?
To the world, your Twitter. Just give them your Twitter stuff because it's not in the the little bar. It's Brian and Kim. It's not your Twitter.
Your Twitter handle.
My Twitter handle is just @ and then Bri, BRI, and then my family name, DAGUL.
Now go ahead with your statement.
Brian, say go. Brian, say no.
That was good.
Last week before I went on the Irish Hotspur, Ellie did about 7. She sent me 7 voice notes of different Spurs chants in my name, and I was like, Jesus. I was like, what drugs are you on, and can I have some?
That's the way to do it. Yeah.
It was quality. But sorry, what is it? Day 25.
Brian Daigle is one of our own.
Yeah. That was one of them. I'll play them. Do you want to hear them? I'll play them in a second. I'll play them in a second.
Tweet first.
Yeah, I'll do the tweet first. Day 25.
I want to be the first retweet
of the transfer.
I just want to say one thing that's funny. Remember when people were talking about Vlahovic and they said Juventus didn't have money to buy him?
Yeah. Exactly.
And Barcelona are trying to make a swap deal for Donnarumma.
Shitty renditions. Sorry, I talked to. Sorry, Thiago. I'm so bad.
No, go on.
Used the rude
word.
How rude.
But hey, I just want to throw this out here. Also, I think this is pretty much a done deal. Everybody.
Our season is saved.
No, Ken, that's not what I'm saying. You know, that's not what I'm saying. But I do think that's gonna happen. Also, Mom said she loved your song, Brian. You deserve your own song. Says Mom.
Well, thank you, Julie, hon. Thank you.
Snoop Daggle.
That's what I'm saying. At least you got the melody, but you know.
Oh, now I get it. Now I get it. Yeah.
Adama's coming, and I think that's pretty much a given at this stage in the game. Do you guys think that I'm wild?
We're getting.
No, I don't think. I actually don't think so.
Who do you think we're gonna? No, honestly, not trying to attack or anything. Who do you think we're gonna get?
You're not attacking me in the least, bro.
I think
we'll
get. No, I am. Because
attack him. Do it.
Because you're not brainless, stupid.
You're not. You're a knob. You're actually like the gross like tip of a knob that looks a deformed one. You're a deformed knob.
You don't start. If you start, I'm gonna go to the words in Portuguese. You're not gonna understand it. You don't know what I can say in Portuguese.
Feel your anger.
This is gonna get crazy.
The hate.
Thiago. If the team was smart, you know who would sign a backup striker? Alexander Mitrovic from the Championship.
Oh, you've got to stop with this. You've got to stop with this, Colin.
He can score goals.
Listen, people know full well I have an agenda against the parasite. People are going to start getting very concerned that you are in love with Alexander Mitrovic, the way you've been banging on about.
He's 27 years old. He's not old. He might be 29 actually, but he's under 30 because he only was in the Prem for one. He scored 11 goals in the one season he played, and then Scott Parker didn't play him because Scott Parker didn't want him for his system. But I'm just saying 11 goals in the Premier League isn't bad when you're playing for fucking Fulham. So we could have. I think that he wouldn't be a terrible. Anyway, that's just. But that's
he's only 27. Just
that's what I thought. He's not old. He's not an old man, and he's done a lot. I think that he really could do it. I know that I sound like I'm crazy, but still. So, Mom.
Yeah, but you know what? The one thing, Colin. The one thing I'll say about Mitrovic is that the question I would ask is this: are there better players?
You can retweet Red.
Cool. Are there better players?
Are there better players? Yeah, but are there better ones that we're going to get? I think Mitrovic can be got for cheap, and I think we could also pay him a reasonable wage to play his role. I don't think we would have to overpay him in wages to compensate for his.
No. You see, this is the point. When we as fans turn around and say, you know, players that we can get, players that are reasonable, when we are being prudent, right? When we are being prudent or we are showing prudence, that basically enables Levy, right? We shouldn't be saying, oh yeah, but he's reasonable. No. We should be spending the big bucks, and we should be demanding that he spends the big bucks.
But I'm just saying, if it's not, I understand that, and I hope you understand too. I'm not saying that we shouldn't. I'm saying if it's not going to happen, and we are on a budget, then that's a player to sign that I think would get goals off the bench or goals when Kane couldn't play.
Well, forgive me again for contradicting you, but again, we shouldn't be accepting that we've got a budget.
But I mean,
that's the point I'm making.
You forget. I'm forgetting. Yeah, don't apologize at all for that. I'm just saying when I'm facing like reality, I like to hit it like realistically. You know what I mean? And I like to think that if that then is the case, then I'm going to plan for that scenario. I'm a planner. I like to get. I like to have Shamu real quick. What's up, Shamu?
Yes.
How's Australia?
Retweet.
Right, you're Australian, if I'm not mistaken.
Can you hear me?
Oh yeah, we can.
We can hear you, mate. How are you?
I gotta get my internet's like I don't know. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, man.
That's
What's
real
up,
laggy.
Shimura,
Can you hear me?
I think
Yeah,
maybe
we can
there's
hear
a
you.
delay.
Sweet.
We can hear
sweet.
you.
Yeah, I'm all good.
Yeah.
There
Good,
seems
man.
to be a delay. Let's try it and see how we go.
Yeah, we'll just give it a shot. But yeah, I was just
Hang on,
gonna
I'll try
say.
and sort out my microphone. It's worse than Levy's wallet.
I love this guy.
Levy's wallet works. He buys
Levy's-
himself things, I'm sure. But yeah. So
And
what I was gonna say is, I just think that if we are on a budget, that Mitrovic or a player from a player that can really perform in the championship is like a risk worth taking. If we're not going to be able to spend much money, why not then get a high performing striker from the championship? And then
we Tottenham Hotspur.
I know, but
Yeah,
if we're not going to sign anybody, I don't understand. That would be better than Dane Scarlett, bro. And so if we go into, you would rather leave this transfer window with just Dane Scarlett as our backup striker than sign Mitrovic or someone from the championship. Like that's what I don't really, you know what I mean? Like that's where I'm
Okay,
stuck.
so Colin, let me change it this way with you, okay? This window, as I keep saying to people, is not just to back Conte and show Conte initially this is what I'm going to do and back you as manager.
Yeah.
This is to show Harry Kane we're matching your ambition. Because come the summertime, when it comes around and we haven't spent anyone, and Harry Kane goes, well, look what you've done. Another year where you haven't backed anyone, and then Mr. fucking Parasite goes, oh no, don't worry, this is the year I spend. This is the year I spend. I gentlemanly agree with you. What do you think Harry Kane's going to say? Fuck you. This is the last time. We had something done. I'm out of there. And then you want to sit with Alexander Mitrovic.
Unless Mitrovic bags 11 goals second half of the season and then helps us get top four.
Speaking of second halves of the season, this is a great way to engender a bit of positivity towards pushing that second half finish, isn't it? You know, it's like what are we going to actually fight for? What are we going to show?
Carry on,
Josh.
Kim.
Sorry about that. Yeah, there's a little bit of a problem.
Kim.
No, that's all right. You know, I've made the point, but we're not exactly.
Let's go speak to Timmy in a back.
Yeah, sure.
Let me have a cigarette.
We're not exactly sending out the right message, are we? Shall we say?
No.
No, but I mean,
show intent.
We do. We absolutely do. No, it doesn't. But I think that I don't know.
I'm gonna put
listen on a theoretical thing. I can understand.
Carl, I disagree completely, but
I can understand why you would want a specific player. I can understand that, right? And I can understand the reasons for it. All I'm saying is that in this scenario, right, Mitrovic would actually be a step back.
This isn't fair. This isn't true, by the way.
No. Do you know why I'm saying that? Do you know why
I'm just saying to Carl's comment here. Sorry, I'm calling up Carl's comment saying that it's untrue.
But the thing is that in actual fact, I think that getting Mitrovic would be a step back for Spurs for the reasons that Brian has said, but also because the message it sends to the rest of the footballing world. It says we have brought in a premium manager, one of the best in the world, and these are the tools that we are ready to give him. It basically makes us look fucking worse. I mean, we're already a banter club, but it makes us even worse. Even worse. That's why Mitrovic is a bad idea, not necessarily because he would or wouldn't fit, although that is a consideration, or because we do or don't have a budget, although I guess that's a consideration, but because it just makes us look terrible. It really does. Because if he's 27 years old and he's that good, someone else would have snapped him up by now. He's at Fulham, he's in the Championship. Surely there'd be suitors.
Hey, really quick, I just wanted to throw out that Shamu's gone, and I hope that we weren't making you feel unwelcome or talking over you. We were all just like animated and kind of just being
there was a lad. He said he was going to go away and see if he could fix his mic.
Right. Yeah. I was just going to say, Shamu, hope you come back, man. It was really good to have you on the channel. I always love having you in the chat. And
I introduced him and then I disappeared for 2 minutes and come back and he's turned into Josh.
It's because
Josh.
you didn't hold his hand long enough.
It can happen.
Spooky.
You didn't hug
Jesus,
him.
you guys,
You
man,
need to-
come on, treat
We
nice
told
people
you.
that come around
We
the
told
first
you,
time.
Kay. You
Oh,
have
here
to hug people first.
he's here.
Yeah?
He's back. He's back, everybody, and let's.
He is?
That's more like it. Come
Oh,
back,
yeah.
my 006.
Camera's
Come
on
back,
as well.
006.
Here he comes. Here he is. Here's the man
Right, here we
himself.
go. There we
There's
go.
the man.
What
me
is
now?
up, my brother? That luchador. Yes, I can hear you well.
You can.
Can you hear us? Okay.
I didn't know you were a Mexican wrestler.
No, I didn't either.
I
Rey Mysterio.
I had to hunt you a Mexican wrestler, but I wasn't 100%
Good.
sure.
Excellent. It's always good to have
Mexican New
wrestlers
Zealand. New Zealand's greatest
Ah.
Mexican import wrestler.
Oh, so yeah. Kiwi. So what did you think? Do you think I've been getting everyone's opinion? Did Kane foul Thiago Silva?
Absolutely not.
Thank you.
I'm actually disgusted to have the same name of that guy. Thank God I don't have the age, so I can say my name is different.
Right.
I think the question you should need to ask yourself, is it a foul? Absolutely not. Was there contact? 100% yes. That's the reason he went down, and that's why the penalty was given. This is the problem with today's football, that the fact that if there's contact made and you go down, the foul is normally given. That is actually disgusting. Should never be the case.
I mean, the Liverpool penalty against Crystal Palace yesterday, when I watched, I couldn't believe it was a penalty. Because Diogo Jota clearly threw himself on Guaita. And he fell down, and they gave a penalty. And then, of course, that bitch, Jurgen Klopp, goes and says, "Oh, Jota said it was a penalty. The referee said it was a penalty. Why are we talking about the decision?" That little whiny bitch.
All Reggie's missing now is a sombrero and a cape.
Hey, Aaron Shamu.
Oh God, he's gonna get a sombrero and a cape.
You're getting big love from Aaron.
Shamu,
Yeah,
you're a
Shamu.
Mexican wrestler.
All
What's your
the
name?
chat's just real
as a
delayed. It's all
Mexican
going over the top of
wrestler.
each other. I don't know if I can handle this.
What's your
It's just
wrestling name again?
for me.
I just don't know
What's your wrestling name again, sir?
I think.
We might have lost you, Shamu. Can you hear us okay?
I don't have one. It's just Shamu. That's my wrestling name.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, that's
Please, everyone, look at this.
He's got the sombrero.
Oh, well, hold on.
Si, senor.
It's just Shamu.
And then we got Shamu.
Shamu.
Okay.
Well, it does fit, but I just haven't done up the back. There you
It's
go.
really good. Boom. You look. I just wanted you to have your
Okay.
moment. But hey, it's really
Fine.
good. Shamu, this is the first time I've had you on my show. Thank you for being here, man. As you can see, it's kind of just a chaotic shit show mess at times. This is why we call it chatting shit.
No, it's all good.
And,
It's just that I get a massive delay, so I'm only just getting through some of my things now. Like I'm getting like a 40-second delay.
Is that lack of NBN or anything like that? I don't know what they call it over in New Zealand, but I know in Australia, like NBN is like high-end, top of the range kind of like internet.
You need to get Elon Musk to the rescue.
Well, awesome. But hey, Shamu, big love. Thanks for being on, man. Hopefully, and it might have been on my end. My internet's kind of been shitty, so we'll try it again definitely sometime. Don't
Colin,
give up.
I just want to quickly say there's a person that's responded to my tweet with one of the best pictures I've ever seen. So if they're in the chat and they sent that tweet, I just want to thank them. But what the fuck is Rez doing?
He's a Mexican wrestler.
What isn't Rez doing? I don't know. I mean, he's just being Rez.
This is what Daniel Levy does to normal people.
Excuse me, I take
Please,
exception to that. I'm not normal.
Look at this picture. Look at this picture.
Ooh, look at this. Bryce throwing shade too on his neighbor. He says New Zealand is always behind.
Uh-oh. Oh shit.
Australia throwing shade.
This picture.
Well, in terms of time zones, they're ahead of Australia.
Right, and Aaron went and pointed that out. Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
But so
what are we talking about? Because I'm joined halfway through, probably towards the end of the stream as well. So I apologize.
No, we're gonna relive it. So Josh, that foul. I'm talking to everybody about it. So Kane fouls the shit out of Thiago Silva. I mean, he murders him, and we rightfully get the goal taken away. Right? That's how you saw it.
Absolutely not.
I saw Kane almost murder Thiago Silva. His poor old ass almost got killed.
It was one of the most violent, bloodthirsty, savage, barbaric assaults.
I'm really glad they called it at the time because there would be
affected me.
He would be suspended retroactively. Had they not called the foul at the time, there would be a.
In the words of the famous Jim Ross, it's a slobber knocker.
He really got him, and
Josh said,
we got to
his family right now.
Yes,
so bad.
Your thoughts with his family? Yeah, me too. He's not going to be able to hug his wife probably for a long time. Even
I don't think that Kane's kids will ever look up at him with pride again.
You're right. Yeah. They'll just watch reruns of this match and I'll say, "Why, Daddy? Why did you brutalize that man?
Why did you do that? Yes. Why did you destroy that?
On a serious note, Brazilians like diving. Sorry, Thiago, but it's true.
Oh, I wish I could just have you two.
He's just going to stand up and dive.
Here we go.
I can't stand up because I'm only on my underwear.
I can put you.
So
that's right, Sam.
I can put you guys right next to each other though, and so you can just fight kind of from there.
Wait.
Josh, just to let you know as well, mate, we're at the training ground every day. So whatever day.
Okay, well, I can't be. As I spoke to you tomorrow, I can't do because I'm working. But Wednesday.
Yeah, I'm not going Wednesday.
I think I'm gonna.
I'll be there Thursday then.
Yeah,
start a GoFundMe for a plane ticket, and I'll come. I'll do it.
Yeah, unfortunately,
guys,
I'm running on fumes. Just let you've blown out. That's basically what I'm running on right now. Yeah, because I was only going to be here till the 13th of January, and I'm now here till the 20th of February. So
yeah.
So yes,
Colin, can you share
thanks.
that? That's what Brian was talking about.
but yeah, we're going to be there every single day. I can't go there. I'm there tomorrow. I'm not there Wednesday. I'll be there late Thursday because everyone in my sister's house has had COVID. Her, my brother-in-law, and 5 children. And 4 of them go back to school, and one of them, little Sophie, is going to come around Thursday so my sister can sleep, and I'm going to look after her. And then I'll be there. But then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then
there's a long ass protest Monday, isn't there?
And then
you got the deadline deadline.
Then Monday I'm there from 9 a.m. to 11 p.m. And if we put a 2-hour extension in for a fake player that's not going to agree terms, I'll be there till 1 a.m. So, long day on Monday.
No, go on.
I got to bring it back to this comment here about Aaron eating duck-billed platypus.
Duck-billed platypus. Is that some French dish?
What the hell is that?
It's a you never heard of a platypus? It's like it's like a half duck, half. You Google platypus really quick.
We don't eat duck in Brazil because we're normal.
Foolish men duck.
They're really cool, but I've never eaten one. I wonder if you're telling the truth, Aaron. So, Aaron, if you've really eaten a duck-billed platypus, let us know in the chat.
Would you like to hear an interesting fact about the duck-billed platypus?
I love facts.
No. It's a platypus that's built like a duck.
No.
Oh God, here we go.
Back about 100 years ago, when they first brought stuffed, because they couldn't transport live animals, when they brought stuffed versions back from Australia and New Zealand and the Oceania to Victorian England, people didn't believe it was an actual animal. People thought that they'd taken bits of other animals and put them together. Yeah, and it's one of only 2 mammals that lays eggs. There you go.
Okay. And it's poisonous.
Just quickly, because I can see that he's in the comments. Celery agent, I've just sent you a WhatsApp. I need you to check because yesterday we got spammed by one of those sex sites saying, please look for women on this site. I went to block them and it moved up and I blocked celery agent by pure fucking mistake.
Yeah, right.
No, honestly, go back and watch the evidence.
Yeah.
And you should now be a moderator and have access. And I really need to know you have access because I need that boy back on the channel because I love celery agent. I talk to him a lot off stage, and I want to make sure that's sorted.
Can I just say, Tony and Danny were asking about Bob. So do you want to give a little quick update?
I can always give a little quick update. I'll give a little long update. I'll give whatever update you want.
In short, he's doing okay.
Yeah, basically, Kim's just said it all. Now, listen, went in to see him today. He's very frail. But thankfully, I mean, what would you expect? You'd expect him to be frail after everything he's been through. When he saw me, smile on his face, spoke with him. And when I say spoke with him, he has to type everything in into the phone like a WhatsApp message, and then obviously I respond back. He had a lot more hair on his head than he did there, so he asked me to give him a haircut, and it was the first haircut I've ever done, or shaved hair. My wife does my hair, and I've never been so nervous with a pair of strips. I was like literally like, oh my god, I don't want to hurt him. But he was in good spirit. One of the first things he asked is, how is the clan? And I said to him, listen, when you say the clan, I'm going to miss people out, so just write people's names and I'll fill you in. So I did that, and he went through everyone. I'm not going to go through all the names, but he went through every single person. And then, just spoke to him.
And you let him know how much we're missing him and how much it feels.
No, I said everyone's fucking hating you. Can you stay in here a bit longer?
We're like, God, Bob's gone. Thankfully, what up, Bob?
No, of course. I mean, thankfully, he's now been a bit more active in the chat when he's awake.
It's good to see. It's very good to see.
It's very, mate, honestly, like I'll tell you a story now. Me, with Kim and Tammy know this. Like when he sent you a message first, and he sent Tammy or whatever way around that worked. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna get a message soon. I'm gonna get one. And I started looking at my phone every 30 seconds, like no fucking message, no fucking. I'm like, the cheeky bastard. I was like, whatever. And then this was on the way when I was on the way up to Leicester, and I still hadn't received anything from him. So I sent him 2 pictures of me outside the King Power and inside the King Power, and he sent me a message that said, "Are you in Canada?" I was like, "No, I'm in fucking Leicester. I'm just sending you a picture." Didn't hear anything back, and I kept seeing him in the chats and dropping super chats. I was like, "You cheeky fucking bastard! I'm gonna break your neck when I see you." And then literally yesterday, when I was on the Irish Hotspur, and obviously what we realised as well. Listen, he's still high on drugs. He's not himself, and I was never ever like, you bastard, whatever. I was all very tongue in cheek, and then literally when I was on the Irish Hotspur yesterday, he started sending some very, very emotional messages to me. Like he even said, one of the reasons I don't miss my late brother is because I've got Brian in my life and shit. And I was like almost in tears, and then he was in our channel and sending all the messages. What's up, Beth? COVID-free American bound Beth.
What's up, B?
Say something. Tell him how glad you are to be back in the U.S.
I don't know. I kind of miss it, actually. I don't know.
Damn right. Oh, I don't. What am I talking about? I can't wait to get back to Canada.
We kind of miss it, but we're weird.
Guys, I'm gonna bring someone up because Raz asked me to, and I'm gonna put it on.
That's the picture that Ryan was mentioning.
It's the best picture, honestly. It is the greatest picture, which is going to also be my new thing for day 26 that we haven't signed anyone.
Yep.
And just okay. No,
wait. To stop.
Just want to say, because it's 9:30 p.m. here in Brazil, and I have a presentation tomorrow that I haven't practiced for, so I need to go and practice for it.
Okay,
I want to say, Josh, we're not divers. We're just too good for everyone else. And you guys.
It took you that long to think of a response.
No, it didn't.
It took you that long to think of a response.
Our response is on the pitch. Because you came to this to show how many World Cups your country has won, you know?
Hey, Josh, Beth specifically told me to tell you, she said, hey.
Hello.
He says, hello.
Nice imitation, actually. That's pretty good.
That was okay. That was all right.
Man.
Yeah.
If I'm imitating right. Hello.
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 No, tell her to do it again. Let's see.
It's getting there.
But Beth, who else you want to say hi to?
I don't know. Oh.
Can you hear us?
No, I couldn't hear.
Oh.
Yes, I can hear you.
She said, "Hey, Rez." She said, "Hey, Rez."
Hey, B.
She said, "Hey, B." I love how everyone we've never had nicknames until we've had people from England. Yeah, Daigle.
Oh my god, and
Hi, Kim.
And
Everybody's here. Oh my god.
Hey, Beth, lean in more.
No.
She's like, no, I don't. She didn't prepare for the camera, but
no, we're sitting at the curry house.
Yeah, it's like just like we're at the curry house.
Prepare for the camera.
Kim and Brian and Rez and Josh and everybody. That's awesome.
Beth, you look fine. You don't need to think. You look fine.
She's, you know, women. No, I'm gonna unplug the thing though, so we can all hear everybody. And Beth, you can talk now. Just staying here with us while we stream. Okay, so anyway, we'll finish the stream.
Yeah.
Like
Just
normal.
stand
But
here. Just stand there. Don't move.
oh wow, she's leaving now. I gotta plug the headphones back in. But no, that was good. That was a nice reunion.
I've noticed when you plug the headphones in, dude, your mic quality changes.
Oh really? So leave it out.
Yeah, because it sounds a lot clearer like that.
Fair.
Here we go.
Fair. Okay, what's next on the agenda? We've got Tiago talks tactics and Tiago talks transfers. Our two segments we haven't even got on yet.
We did Danny in the chat.
Yeah, Tiago, that's you, man.
I would not.
It's Danny It's Danny Kiriakou. And I'm loving that song, Danny.
I just want to add, Daniel Kiriakou.
Oh my God, you're taking it to a posh level that I hadn't even gone down. I don't know if Simon's with him.
Prawn
so
sandwich parade.
The skiing Kiriakou.
I told him if he's he needs to be careful if he's skiing. That shit's danger, as we've learned.
This is a fun. This is the epitome of cool. Like, if those are fun of the group, it's Kiriakou.
Hey!
I love how I've just completely given up on viewers and what's going on. It's just kind of been a free for all. But Tiago, I mean, transfer wise, what do you think? Because we've had the Tiago Talks transfer section where you've done some research, and I know that maybe you haven't been doing research today. I didn't ask you to do any, but what have you heard anything? Do you think we're gonna get anything besides maybe the late Adama Traore transfer?
Is he dead?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
You said the late Adama Traore transfer, and I thought, is he dead?
As if he's dead.
Oh no, he's alive. He's alive as far as I know.
He's alive with his baby.
Okay, this is also he's probably watching. If they give you a hug.
Oh, bless
there you
you.
go.
Thank you. Cheers, Terry.
Regarding transfers, I mean, I hope we do something else than Adama. Do I think we're gonna do it? No. I lost hope already.
Good. That means you're a true Spurs fan. You understand. You understand. Hopelessness is a big part of everything. Like you got to give up.
Guys,
hope.
we can lose hope with the upper management.
Wait.
Right? We can certainly lose hope because we've seen things being repeated time and time again. What we mustn't do is we mustn't lose hope with our fan base. Because at the end of the day, regardless of who anyone is, they have a love for the badge. Now, fair enough, some of them may be thinking this and some of them may be thinking that. But it's very convenient to have a divided fan base while the upper management shy back.
Very true. It's like with anything in the world. Get us upset about the small things so that the big things can take place in the background, with little to no.
We've tried to talk about too many things about how to correct the
Divide
club,
and
what type
conquer.
of things we need. And one thing that comes in time and time again, all the way back to 2015, is this concept and idea that we're just 3 or 4 players short or 2 or 3 players short 2 or 3 quality players short every season. We keep saying the same thing again and again. Now, I'm not, I don't know what it is right, yeah, but you can't use that type of bullcrap today because we're not 2 or 3 players short. We're 8 players short.
Hey Barry, can you blow a cloud with me real quick? I'm gonna put up the cloud crew.
So
but yeah, you're right. We're right.
But the thing is that we'll every now and again we'll get a new manager coming in. Some of those 8 players will suddenly start to play out their skin. And then all of a sudden we'll turn around and say, you know what? Maybe we can do something with what we've got. Yeah? And maybe we can do something with what we've got. And then all of a sudden, the people that are saying that we need to have an effective change, their voices are being pushed to one side and being marginalized, while this narrative gets pushed out. Oh, look, we're doing pretty good. But we've seen it time and time again.
Wow.
Very quickly, Colin, because I honestly need to go in a bit, because if I don't practice, I'm gonna...
No worries,
transfers.
I have a song for everyone regarding Levy and transfers, by the way.
I'm just gonna say very, very quickly, Josh. Of course, we had the news of Dele Alli. Newcastle interested in a low one. I hope they get it done because I can't stand Dele Alli anymore. Giovanni Lo Celso, Spurs are looking for swap deals. Apparently, Sevilla was interested, but Sevilla now signed Martial, so we don't know if they're going to come back in. In Ndombele, the club is still talking to PSG. PSG needs to open space in their wage bill before signing in Ndombele. They're trying also swap deals, and as of now, Wijnaldum is not in the middle of the negotiation. And according to a journalist, he said he wants to stay at least until the summer, so Wijnaldum wouldn't come to Spurs right now. Japhet Tanganga and Joe Rodon, I think, are players that Spurs are also open to selling. Of course, we had the links of Tanganga with AC Milan.
But we need to replace, right? If we're playing with a back three, we got to have some defenders.
Yeah, we need to replace. Yeah. And was another one. Oh, Bergwijn is still for sale, and Ajax will try once again to sign him this week. And the club
honestly, I bet the price is much more near 40 mil than the 20 mil it was before he scored these 2 goals.
No, I don't think 40. I would say 25 to 30.
If we got 34, I'd be very happy.
Yeah.
It's day 25 and we ain't signed anyone because Levy is a bellend who can't get the deal done. Adama Traore on Dusan Vlahovic. Money spent on hotels, but not players on the pitch. Ale, ale, ale.
That was beautiful. Even Beth was into it.
Yeah.
Hey, did you hear that? Your best favorite. You're hilarious.
Guguma.
No.
By the way, big up Guguma because she sent me a message asking if everything was fine after the storm a few days ago. So big up Guguma. Always a very
Guguma is like the number one like fan of the underground starting out Spurs channels, and everybody needs that. We all need support.
We all need a Guguma in our lives.
Yeah, we all need a Guguma in our lives, and we're really blessed to have her. So thanks for being here.
Do you know what it is about Guguma? She watches the shows, right? She doesn't pretend like some people. I didn't get it. Sorry.
Damn it! You're talking about me again, isn't it?
Hey, Mr. K, can we get a Levy out for Danny Kiriakou? Yes.
A mini one, mate. Last night.
I'm not going to sing. I've sung it once. You only sing it the first time. That's the key. You just sing it the first time you see him, but you don't start every conversation with him because you'd never get anything done in the day if you sang his name every single time.
Come on, Mr. K. Come on, Mr. K. A little mini Levy.
It has to be done, I suppose. It has to be done, I suppose. Come here, my friend. Come here, my friend. You're getting closer to me. You're getting closer to me. Guys, I've only got one thing to say, and it only consists of 2 words. and the first syllable of the first word. Oh, sod it. Let me out.
I have to let you know, Mr. K. Do you know that video has had 627 views
already
in the time we've had it up?
Which
the
one?
clip of it, the clip where we clipped Mr. K. The
It takes
first
one of my
official
videos,
clip.
right? Yeah. It takes one of my videos something like 3 months to get that.
It's had 600. It's had 600. And just to let Mr. Kane or Danny know before he goes, we just hit another 10. We are 30. I repeat, Tottenham on tour are 30 away from 3,000.
Are you fucking real?
Hey, I'm at 146 out of 146. So if we can,
you can see it.
You see, okay,
help me get 150 because at 200, if you guys remember the chip challenge we did,
that's crazy.
The chip challenge that we did at 100 viewers, we are all gonna eat our own chip at 200 viewers. And we're at 146. We're at 146 right now.
And when Colin
It took me
says
4 hours to
we,
create
it's
that many
only him,
accounts. You know that, right?
by the way. And I need Spurs to sign Adama before Wednesday because I told Jamie, oh, Spurs are going to get Adama before Wednesday. He said, if we don't get, you're going to do a forfeit in your channel when you go live with Colin. So I need.
You got to warn me about these forfeits before you make them, bud.
No, Jamie's going to choose the one for me.
Well, it's the same. It's the same as me and.
Let me give Beth. Let me give Beth the mic and hear what she has to say. Giving forfeits without my permission?
No. Why would I?
It's not okay. It's not okay.
It's not okay, I guess.
It's not okay, she guesses.
Korean fire noodles, you got to do it. No, better one. You got to shave the beard off and keep the tash.
I'll go completely. I'll go completely baby face.
Just this.
Shave the
Okay.
head.
No, completely baby face. I'll go completely baby face.
I'll leave the mustache, but not.
No, bro, I didn't.
Not shave my head. And Brian, I need you to come to Brazil because one of my mom's friends. Guess what name she's gonna? Guess how she's gonna name her son?
D-A-G-U-L.
Yeah, Levy. L-I-V-Y.
Yeah, L-E-V-I. I've got a nephew called Levi.
Yeah, Levi, that's fine.
Levi
My cat's
is
called
fine.
Levi.
is all right. Yeah.
Levi is fine.
No, it's with Y in the end. It's not.
Okay.
It's the same.
Well, yeah, but listen. I've got to say this now as a very proud Jewish man. I don't have a thing again. All Levies.
Word. No.
There's just one. There's just one Levy. Yeah. And like I said, once this parasite pisses off outside the club, I wish him every success. He can build whatever the fuck he wants, as long as it ain't in N17. He can make as many millions and tell as many lies as he wants. And I wish him all the best. But whilst this man is in N17, you know, like how the FBI have the 10 most wanted? Dago only has the 1 most wanted.
Unwanted.
And there's
unwanted.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I've just had a thought going through my head, but then I'm thinking it's a catch 22. It's very good, but then very bad at the same time.
Don't do it.
Daniel Levy sells Tottenham and buys Arsenal, and then fucks Arsenal over.
No, but do you know what will probably happen? He'll probably get Arsenal and invest.
Yeah, probably.
And then I will do time. I'll be on a plane back. I'll be like, darling, you don't leave. He left. He's now pulled down the road, so I'm back off to fucking kill him. See you later, darling.
But seriously now, guys, I need to go. If you guys can subscribe to Talk and Ball, we greatly appreciate it. It means the world. Of course, subscribe to Shelfs. I can't say it.
Shelfside Spurs.
Shelfside Spurs. Tottenham on tour. Mario Connect Spurs episode.
It's not fair.
Talk to K. Did I miss it? Josh, the Tottenham guy, of course.
The 4 Hot Spurs.
The 4 Hot Spurs. Subscribe, everyone, to all the channels. I love you all. I'm going to see you next stream, probably later this week.
Hey, Thiago, big love, bro. Have a good one, man. Good luck studying for the
exam. You doing the mobile?
That's the love.
He's Peter Crouch in it.
I can't do it because I can't.
It's the Brazilian love.
I can't raise this arm above my shoulder, so I can't do it. Sorry.
See you guys.
Good night, brother.
Big love, homie.
Shit out of fan.
All right, but yeah, so gang, I have a couple more questions. You guys aren't getting off that easy.
Before you do that, I noticed
just because Thiago has school
in the chat. Has anyone seen that?
Before you
Ben in the chat.
Yes. Yes, and before you do anything else, I need to go and get a drink, so I'll bear with me 2 minutes.
That's fair. I just had Beth's ordering a Domino's thin crust, half pepperoni, half mushroom. In case anyone wanted to know what's for dinner.
A bit of a weird combo, but yeah, we'll go with that, Colin.
Costa Deceivers. Yeah, it's I think that's a good pie.
I've changed my squash recently. I thought people might be interested to know.
So
what have you been doing differently?
This is apple and mango rather than pink grapefruit.
Ooh,
and I think it's changed my outlook on life.
No, you're still a prick, Rez.
Yeah.
And look at this Julie Sievers woman who I have never met. She says, I could not love this panel and chat group more. And that I'm sure there's no biases there. There's no beef.
Apart from Rez, she said no.
Yeah.
Oh, she did say Rez seems completely cheesy.
That is just. I mean, she doesn't even need to say it. It's like automatic. You know, it's just a waste of words to say that.
Have you seen that guy? But that guy that's vaping incessantly, like he's top notch. She also said that without saying it. It's
without any bias, Colin. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, of course. Bias out the window. Charlie Kane is a really great agent. Bias out the window. He almost got his. He almost got his client. He almost got his client to move to his top club.
Okay, I'm sure, Colin. You said you had a question somewhere.
No, I do. Real quick though, I just wanted to throw up one thing and then a banner for it. Then we'll get to important stuff. Okay.
Cody.
Cody. No.
That I mean Madison, not Cody. Cody's cool. Madison
Cody is the man. Cody is incredible. Cody is a top man.
This has nothing to do with Cody. This is just my personal vendetta against James and Madison.
Yes, that is. Do one is too mild.
Well, I just didn't want to get in trouble, but let me.
You're not going to get in trouble. Change it to
Colin, you see that James Madison? Yeah.
Right. Yeah. That.
You love him, you do.
Yeah. I love him.
You see that James Madison
spit on the floor? That's
you.
Swimming
That's you.
Pool,
That is. What comedy is that from?
No,
that's you. That is. Oh, yeah.
I'll give you a clue.
Look! Hey, look! There's some Cody Mack. There's some Cody Mack mom love going on, which I'm sure is what you guys were.
Brian.
Yeah.
One of them you hate. We all hate for good reason.
I got enough to love to go around, man.
It's just Sue Schuster, isn't it? Is that no? Who the fuck is it?
Newman and Badil.
Oh yeah. Fucking let's stop talking about Chelsea because I might start talking about Sweet. Badil's a fucking. Oh, I almost said the word.
He's a twat.
Yeah, I'd love to see
Badil.
I'd love to meet that man. I'd love to meet that man down an alleyway.
Oh dear.
Honestly. Honestly, I'm not going to go where I was going to go with that.
He's a massive thing. And this is the thing. This actually goes back to what we were talking about right at the beginning of the stream about the anti-Spurs agenda, right? Because he was the one who kicked off the whole Y word bollocks. Right.
Yeah, who is this? Who kicked off Y word bollocks? Not me.
David Badil.
Colin, we don't think you were the one that started the Y word movement.
No.
I'm older than you think, but I'm younger than that. So
we're pretty sure it wasn't you. We're 99% sure it wasn't you.
It might have been Beth. She's right here. It might have been Beth.
It might have been Beth, but that's like 98% sure that it wasn't Beth. But yeah,
okay.
what was I saying? Yeah, this is the thing, the anti-Spurs agenda. So he starts all this stuff, and he gets all these sort of big name people like Gary Lineker and stuff to talk about it, and he turns a blind eye to his own fan base. His own fan base making anti-Semitic noises and chants every time, and it's like you sit with them and you don't hear it.
That's a special kind of hypocrisy, isn't it, Rez?
It's hypocrisy to the point of cognitive dissonance.
Yeah.
It's very funny that David Baddiel didn't go off Ronnie Rosenthal what he thought of it.
Willfully ignorant, I think, is the term I would use.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, Ben, don't worry about the Kim and Kim. I do it all the time. She hasn't eviscerated me for it yet, so I don't think I'm gonna get killed for it.
Oh, she will.
I will. I'm making notes.
Don't do it too many times. Then you've had your one mistake. Fix it. KYM, not KIM.
Colin, you slag. I keep my receipt.
I had COVID when I did it, so you can't blame me. I was under the influence of the vid.
Colin, you're so naive. You think that she's going to do it while the blood is hot? Revenge is a dish best served cold.
Right, and as a Decepticon.
Yeah.
So, Colin, those questions.
Yes.
Can we bring some attention to the Chelsea? Can we just bring some attention to the Chelsea deleted tweet? We're providing.
No, we can't. No. I'm going to lose my temper. And
I'm not going to bring it. I'm not going to bring the fucking screenshot up. I'm just going to say that the tweet that was put out was the definition of anti-Semitic bullshit.
And the person that put it up thought they'd get away with it. They thought they could claim ignorance. They thought it wouldn't be a big deal.
This is why I don't want to talk about this subject. This is going to be on people.
On to the next. So why in all of these games when we faced Chelsea with Kepa, Arrizabalaga,
you need to be a commentator just to say that person's name.
Why haven't we put a lot more shots on goal just to test this guy? Like, this guy doesn't play professional matches on the regular. Like, I think we should have been hitting him from distance a lot, putting him on frame, just seeing if he could, clumsily bounce one back into play.
We did have a couple of shots from distance.
Kane did, I know what you're saying. I just feel like literally in all 4 matches we played him this season, well, 3 of the 4.
Didn't someone else have a long shot on target that
Harry Winks?
Harry Winks. Yeah, Winks did. Yeah. So I think it was just the opportunity wasn't there for to get it away,
Crappa or is blah blah blah.
Yeah, I mean, look, you can test to keep. I mean, again, it's stuff that comes like Brighton. Them, Brighton sort of tested them. Everton tested them. We didn't. That is something that you can sort of focus on the players for. But I think that's just it's like a mental hangover. They're frightened of Chelsea and frightened of Liverpool, frightened of Man City, and the whole point is that Conte is supposed to come in and fix that, but he's not going to be able to fix it if he doesn't get reinforcements. Again, it always comes back to the same
but
point.
So what?
Colin, you got a bot in the thing, 12.49.
What does he need?
I
mean,
he needs a bigger penis, I think. Unfortunately, that's not happening. So he comes onto YouTube and tries to steal from people. So
massive penis.
Yeah.
How do you know it's a he?
Sorry. In which case, she needs an enormous vagina.
Are you talking about my love? Are you talking about my love life?
It might be one of these people that don't identify.
Yes, in which case it needs enormous genitalia.
I've got a dip. My lawyer. There's an answer for everything.
Colin, I've got a dip, mate. Sorry, I've got to jump out.
Hey, Josh, you have a good one, man. I love you.
Cheers, buddy. I'll speak to you soon.
Take care.
Hey, Josh, I don't know what this is, but
yeah.
I don't know what this is.
Colin, 12.49, mate. There's a bot.
Oh, 12.49 is a bot. Don't click on it. That's all I gotta say.
No, you've got to block them.
You got to block.
No, but you guys have to do your part and not click on the bots.
Okay,
I'm
I
not
promise not
clicking
to
on it.
click on the
I'm
box.
just telling you because
I
we
don't
were
know what I'm
chatting
doing
and
a
you missed
Vulcan
it.
sign.
No, I'm just kidding. I got him. Don't worry. Don't worry.
You
It's
wiped
calling on
him
the
out.
Blue Dream. It's
Leave it.
actually it has a cooler name. It's like I don't know, cookies or something. Some kind of cookies.
Bring up Danny's comment of 1250. That's the point. That's precisely it.
Danny, I like you. I like you a lot because you are truthful, but I don't like you because the truth that you speak hurts my feelings.
It's true. Yeah, but it's the truth.
Well,
it's
I
the
like
truth.
it, yeah, but it's the truth. But so the players are too nice. I agree with that completely. So did you love Bergwijn's shove and then 2 goals in spite of why can't I think of that? What's that guy? Siriaku?
Soyuncu.
Colin, how much have you smoked, babe?
What about
you? You are one high motherfucker.
This is just this is nicotine in here.
Then you're one drunk motherfucker.
I am on, it's a mix of
vodka, gin, rum, and whiskey.
And then the smoke that's legal in the state of Illinois where I live.
Nice.
I gotcha. So anyway.
No, but so I do think we need new players. I do think we need some players that aren't so nice. Barry, you've been awfully quiet with me, my fellow Cloud brother.
He's contemplating.
What does Spurs need? I mean, like say Adama is a given. I think he is at this point, whether or not we get rid of Bergwijn. If you guys had to think of one other player you could see coming into the club besides Adama, who would it be? And we'll start out with Barry.
There's no one else coming into the club.
No, say the most next likely. I mean, you really don't think anybody else is coming?
Ethel, the tea lady that we saw outside the club the other week.
Okay, okay. There is one trick, right? Yeah, that Levy can pull out, right? Yeah, that may pacify those type of fans, which care an awful lot about how wonderfully rich our club is and how clever our chairman is. No, he'll get Adama coming in. He might get like 18-year-old, right? Yeah, but what he'll do is he'll come out and say, "We've got the naming rights done."
Oh,
yeah.
Nope.
So the Mr. K, that'll add to the how much he got. How much is it, Brian? He got for the NFL games? 100 million, 50 million?
Oh, I've heard it's 50 million for emptying the shop and both games. Listen, it's not going to be naming rights because the naming rights, if that's why I went to the Bahamas, why get it signed before the end of the window and go, oh, look, we're coming to all this money. He cannot risk it doing the naming rights during this window. But if he names the naming rights in this window, and he does it now in the last week, he is going to look, even if it breaks in February, the first couple of weeks in February, if we announce naming rights within the first couple of weeks of February or this week, pandemonium will break loose. Pandemonium.
And again, we come back to this thing. We're not a poor club. We don't need naming rights in order to invest in our fucking squad, right? All of this is just more deflection, right? Like his statement with his DNA statement, like the bullshit that he spouted about spending 200 or 400 million, whatever figure he pulled out of his fucking ass it was, right? It's all bollocks. We have the money to spend. We should be spending. He's not spending for a specific reason. We don't know what it is, but there is a reason why he's not spending, and that is not good enough. And for me, he has to leave. He has to leave.
Seconded.
And do we have a third? Can we get a thirds on that? We've got it. It's Kim's already seconded that. Can we have someone?
Nick
okay. I'm calling you Barry. I know it's Nick, but Barry. I don't know. I still feel like we haven't heard quite enough from Barry. We haven't heard quite enough from Barry lately. And so Barry, bring in another player besides Adama Traore.
Well, who? Where?
I mean, right, exactly. What do you think is the next most likely transfer?
We could have signed Digne. We could have signed
but he's trash. He's trash. I'm kidding. I'm saying every player we didn't get is trash, and that's not true. And Martial's not trash, but apparently United wouldn't let him go to a rival. So,
listen. Do you know what the thing is? Is that I'm sure there are players out there, right? You know, it's not just the Premier League. There will be players in the German league, in the Italian league, in the Spanish league, in the French league, all throughout Europe, in Argentina, in South America, all over the world, that would be correct purchases for us right now. Does every other Premier League club buy just Premier League players? No, they don't just buy, you know, the big names, but they buy players of value who are still expensive because they're good, right? Because they're ready, right? I don't have an issue. Like Vlahovic is 21, right? If you turn around and say we're buying a 21-year-old, one thing you could say is, hold on a minute, he's only 21. He hasn't developed yet, but he's a big name player. On the flip side, you can go out and buy a 32-year-old, right? Who's done it all and seen it all and could be ready-made. It doesn't matter about the big name necessarily. It's as long as the player is ready to play for us and be an improvement, not one that we hope will develop in 4 years' time, because 4 years' time never comes. In 4 years, we'll be scratching around for the next big thing for the next 4 years. And that one that was going to be the big thing at that point didn't develop enough. Will be another Davinson Sanchez, you know, who didn't quite make it, if you like, or another player who didn't quite meet his potential. I know that Brian, you quite like Davinson, but
can I sneak in? Davinson Sanchez is actually a fine player. I mean, he's nothing to write home about, but I mean, he's, I think, good squad depth and will be that for us eventually. Was he worth
You've all heard the Kessie deal's fallen through, haven't you?
Yeah.
No, but thanks for heard.
He had a last minute change of mind and doesn't want to come. And then, as we said when we were talking, just offer more money. I'm sure he will come, but that's where that goes. Whether it's the agent that changed his mind, because apparently he was keen to come up until the last week of the window, and then changed his mind. We tried again.
It's almost like I heard a story that Paulo Dybala was going to sign for us for £130,000 a week, and then Daniel Levy pulled him and his agent into the office and said, "No, I'm not going to give you £130,000 a week. I'm going to give you £100,000 a week," and they walked out.
Image right.
Well, image right. Do you know what? I don't know if I shared it with everyone. Did everyone listen to the Aubameyang story that I sent everyone?
No,
I don't know.
I'll be honest, I didn't listen to it.
Tell us now.
There's a YouTube short that I sent. Let me try and see if I can find it, because I shared it to quite a lot of people. I've got to find it here very quickly. And
While you're searching that, Brian, going back to
I've got it. So I'm not going to show you the video, but basically, Aubameyang gets asked, would you rather play for Tottenham or retire? Now, obviously, you know the answer's coming, but I just want you to listen to the rest of this, okay? This is Aubameyang speaking. Sound familiar?
More because I don't know if you know, but like a couple of years ago, I was close to sign for Tottenham. I went to England as well to the day after they just never get so they never go back.
Did you hear that?
Not clearly.
Did he use a lot of words? Did he use a lot of words to say
Let me
that?
repeat you what happened. So basically, what happened is they asked, and I'm going to quote this word for word: "Would you rather retire or play for Tottenham?" And obviously, he says retire, and he goes, "I'll tell you a story. I didn't know if you know about this, but 2-3 years ago, I was actually at Hotspur Way, or the training ground. I was close to signing, left that night, didn't get a call back." This is Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. All right, he's gone off the boil now. He has gone off the boil now, I'm going to send this
But at
short.
the time-
The guys, I'm going to send it to you guys now so you can hear it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Right.
That is a little known story.
Heard it before somewhere, have I?
Yeah.
Oh, and actually, before I bring up this point, I like this one even more.
Is Mari still with us?
Who?
Yeah.
Mari.
Okay. I'll send it to Mari as well.
Do you guys
He's got
see
the baby oil out and he's going there.
Do you guys see Mari as sorry, Traore?
You've all got it.
Mari on the brain. Do you guys see Traore as more of a wing back or a forward for this club if he were to sign?
I gotta go. I'll answer this question. I've come to a point where I honestly don't really care. I just I'm with Barry. I can't think of the next signing to be honest. I thought it would be Kessie. The reason is the agent, so it's the agents. It's just like wait till the summer because you could get more. You could get more. So that's the reason why we may still get Kessie, but we're not
getting Kessie.
We may compete with them in the summer, which meaning that we're not going to get them because the agent has backed out of the deal because they want more money. So, so to be honest, other than Traore, I can't think of anybody else that we're going to sign. And
essentially, Kessier's done to us what Levy has been doing to everyone else.
Yeah,
for
exactly.
years.
Exactly. Live by the sword, my friend.
Maybe that 18-year-old, we'll sign another 18-year-old, and that's it. But
It'll be the next Dele. Maybe they'll be ready to step into the first team and score 12 goals a season.
Listen, the only other player that we're going to sign is someone you've never heard of before, an 18-year-old or maybe even younger, that we're going to loan straight back to the club that they come from. That's the only player that we bring in, other than Adama Traore.
We got to be 100% sure then in that case that Son's going to be ready to play after international break.
Yeah, and play
and then when he gets injured again, or Kane gets injured.
Nope,
neither
of those things are going to happen. It's going to be a perfect season.
Exactly.
Yeah, we're going to win every single game 3-0. Kane's going to get a hat trick every game and win the Golden Boot.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Will Stewart's going to have to change his tune on Harry Kane. We might actually get second place in the league, and then next year we'll be challenging for the title. And I can't see any flaws in this.
Seriously, man, put the vape down.
It's only 6% banana flavored nicotine. I swear.
I don't think it's a nicotine, man. I think there's something else in there as well.
Wait, is ayahuasca? Is that bad? Am I not supposed to do that?
Guys, I gotta go.
Mari, I think that Mari has to go at a good time, and I think at 2 hours and 43 minutes. I think it's a wonderful time for everybody to. We're all going to part ways, I think, and say goodbye to this wonderful stream. Thank you, everyone, for being here today. Real quick, Mari, where can we find you when you're not on my channel helping me out?
You can find me at that Spurs episode, Mari at that Spurs episode, and on Wednesday nights, the Love Lounge. We'll try to find some love, but I have some outrageous topics on Wednesday in regards to this whole transfer and shopping with Levy.
I can't wait, bro. I can't wait. Bryce, I'm sorry. This always comes at such a bad time for you, man. You always. I'll do an Australia time stream soon.
Hi, guys.
Yeah.
See you later, bro.
Have a good one, Mari. That leaves us next with Kay. Kay, where can we find you when you're not here helping me make my channel better?
Everywhere.
Sorry about this. I was having like a bit of sleep issues there earlier, but you can find me normally next to a piece of paper that says "Levy out," and there's normally a post down the road that has a picture and a figure and that points towards a certain stadium where I can turn around to somebody there who's a bit short and bold and say "Levy out." But I think everyone knows if they don't know, this is where you can find me on Will Stewart's THFC Rants channel. I do a show every Tuesday night, 11 o'clock to 1 o'clock GMT, and that's called Talk to K.
Great show.
And it's unlike my present situation, what people may have heard me in the recently, where they may have seen me a little bit more direct with my sayings about certain management. But in my show, I generally tend to have a little chill. I generally tend to let the fans, that viewers that are coming in, let them chill as well. Because we can't spend all week long saying levy out.
Well,
Having said that,
we can.
We can spend a lot of the week saying levy out, but I would like the fans to come along to my show and then just relax a little bit. There'd be a little bit of fun, maybe, with levy out. But other than that, pretty much it's relaxing so they can go to sleep at night. They're not riled up. They're not worried about the transfer talks. They're not worried about the results. To give them a bit of hope back in their heart, a little bit of faith back in their heart of their fellow fans. Because once you realize that you're surrounded by good fans that think the same way as you feel happy, regardless of the results, regardless of the mistakes that management make, and regardless of anything else.
It's
and
a family.
That is the most valuable
thing
you
make. Right.
Yeah, it's really someone, we need that as a fan base, because there's an awful lot of pain out there. The media likes to divide us. They might like to make us fight each other. It's I think to a certain degree, you can all lose your marbles constantly talking about crap. Like, for example, we have to sell to buy. It's a lost argument. Like, why are we selling to buy when we had 3 transfer windows during the, while we're in the Champions League, making a crap load of money with a squad that has pitifully low wages, and yet we were making all that money, and it suddenly went nowhere. Like, it got spunked to somewhere. Who knows? So even if it did, then it just tells you how bad the management was. And yet people ain't putting their hand up and saying, you know what, I resign, or I step down, or I let someone else take care of that. It's almost Boris-esque. It's almost
you keep bringing it back to Boris. You can't get him.
No, what it is, I'll tell you the truth. The reason why I mentioned that is because we have a terrible thing in our country right now where we have leaders that lie to us, and they're being caught out blatantly. And we've got a leader here in our club that is lying to us blatantly, and yet some of the fan base is not calling him out. Maybe they just don't realize, but we are, and we will hold him to account, and we won't ever stop saying levy out, because he's had his 9 lives. They've all been skinned. We're not waiting for the number 10 or 11th or 12th. I ain't got.
Couldn't put it
fans are starting to realize.
myself.
Maybe they will realize in the future, and they'll get it. But for the time being, I want to thank you very much for allowing me onto your stream. I was extremely tired today, unfortunately. That's the reason why I couldn't communicate too much.
Hey,
and they were doing such a good job.
Thank you for being here. It means a lot to have a legend like you on the stream. So thank you, sir.
No. You guys are all legends for making the time out to do all these type of things. Trust me, you guys are the legends. And the viewers out there, listen, like and subscribe this channel. It's absolutely amazing. There's more content that Colin wants to make. He's very creative behind the scenes. Definitely spread the love in here, man. Click on those likes. Get that sub, and get that sharing as well, if you can.
Thank you, my friend. Hey, and the same for Will's channel, and everyone. Make sure to tune in to Talk to K.
Will's got a message, by the way. I just got it through right now. He says, "Levy out."
Yes, levy out. Absolutely. Why am I not surprised? Well, you're the man. You're the man, Mr. K. It's been a pleasure having you, and we'll move on, and then boom, I'm gonna remove you with love. And we're gonna move on to Resinold. What is up, Mr. Resinold?
It's good. It's good. Yes.
Colin, I have to say, before Rez carries on doing his thing, you do know we know Beth is there, but anyone that is watching you is thinking you're having a mental breakdown and talking to a wall.
Yeah, no,
anyone else that's just tuned in, we all know your wife's there.
No, she's here, but as far I want everyone to think that I'm talking.
Rez, just turn your head towards.
But so, Rez, where can we find you? Where can we find you whenever you're not on my channel, bro?
That's it. He's ruined it now.
So you can find myself as well as Nick, Sean, Barry, Andrew, David, Steve,
Phil, Grant, Nigel, Arthur,
Yeah.
Sebastian,
Pete, Martin,
Yeah, Cornelia.
Arvinda. You can find us on Shelfside Spurs show Thursdays 7 to 7:30 we start, and then continue after 7:30. It's not like we start at like 7:27 and then stop at 7:30. That's sort of the starting period is 7 to 7:30. And yeah, we just talk all kinds of crap, don't we, Nick?
Yeah, I mean, you can also find me on UK Comedy Gold or UK Gold when you with reruns of EastEnders.
Yes.
Watching me with my various wives on TV. So yeah,
exactly. Yeah, you know, you can find me.
Don't marry Janine.
Being used as emergency drain blockage. You know, just they sort of like plug me in and I stop leaks from happening. You can so if you can come to Shelfside Spurs show, who's hosted by the wonderful Johnny Einstein, and we also, as I say, we've got Nick, we also have Jens, Kev, and Gaz and Alan as
quite the crew,
and as I say, it's very anarchic. It's we talk about all sorts of weird and wonderful things as well as Spurs. So yeah, we're still a very small channel, but yeah, any likes and subscribes would be really appreciated. So do please come like and subscribe. And if you want to see some of my retweets and some of my weird ramblings, you can also follow me on Twitter. Either look for Spur Massive Bat or @bat_Spur.
Massive Bat. I wonder what you're talking about.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Rez, it's been great having you, man. I love you. Big love.
Thank you very much.
I'll see you on the next one, my friend.
Big love, guys.
Big love. Leaves us with Brian and Kim. Where can we find you guys?
Okay, so obviously you can find me at Tottenham on Tour, the home of me, Brian Ireland. You just got rid of Barry. You literally just got rid of Barry.
I meant to.
I got rid of myself because I thought he was going to get rid of me when.
Lonely.
No, you're here. You're here, baby. You got to say your own goodbye.
You can find me on Tottenham on Tour with obviously Brian Ireland, Adam Clark, and Danny Kiriakou. You'll also find me a lot on We Are Tottenham TV, mainly on their daily shows on Call In or whilst I'm here occasionally in the studio, and pretty much every channel until deadline day that will have me to say anything to get this parasite out. But most importantly, till the end of time, if that's how long it takes to get him out, then that's how long I'm on this planet for. But you will find me at the training ground tomorrow, Thursday afternoon, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and all transfer deadline day on Monday. I won't be there Wednesday because I promised to go have my booster shot. Thursday morning,
good man.
But like I said, if Joe27 is still in the chat, believe me, there is a large group, and I mean a large group, going to be there on deadline day, and Sky will pick up what is going on. There's just no physical way they won't. Even if they're inside the training ground behind the things and they're not within a building, they will hear us, or they will certainly hear me. But yeah, and Nick, Barry, Sean, Greg, whatever, I can't remember if there's too late to go through the 58 names he does have. We'll see. We were there at the training ground. Didn't have the largest of amount of people there, but we definitely caused a scene, and we definitely caused an impact when I was at the Leicester game and we went down to leave you out. So, like I did last time.
Before you go, Kim, I have someone here that wants to say hello to you.
Hey.
I was talking wall.
Lovely lady. How you doing, Zoe?
What's up, talking wall? What's up?
Yeah.
And also,
share the love.
And the final thing I want to say is, like I said, you find me at Tottenham on Tour, but most importantly, and I do mean most importantly, and I'm not doing my as always, everyone, the man, the myth, the legend, my best friend, Superman as I call him because he just survives everything, Everyone get over to Bob Spur TV. Bob Spur TV, we need to get his numbers back up because it's going to still take a while, but it would be just incredible to see him check his channel and see, boom, a huge increase in numbers.
Exactly. What's he at right now?
I haven't checked it. Let's have a look. Where's Bob Spur on right now? Bob Spur is currently on 1,580.
Boom.
I was set a mission to get him up to 2,000.
He'll be back. He'll be up soon.
I'm going to be on a mission to get him to 2,000. Once I've dealt with leaving transfer deadline day, I'm coming for Bob.
Move on to Operation 2000. I like it.
Yeah.
Well, you guys, thank you so much for being here. Big love. And that leaves us with just Barry. I know that he said not to double plug, but you know what you can do is you can just tell us where we can find you on at least the Twitter box.
The Twitter box that I'm new to. So yeah, just find me on a Thursday.
Shelfside Spurs, baby.
Shelfside Spurs.
It's my favorite channel. Don't tell anyone I said that. But hold on, I'm getting a wave. I think you're muted, bub.
You're muted, bro.
We spoke about me. We spoke about Bob Spur.
We didn't speak about
the
princess here. Yeah.
We left Mary Poppins out. So Mary Poppins.
It doesn't matter.
It's not the Rock. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't matter. I don't like YouTube. Don't like any of I'm not on any channels. Can't stand We Are Tottenham TV. Can't stand Paxton Road or Tottenham on Tour or Tottenham Away or Talking Ball. I can't stand Mr. K. I can't stand. I don't know. Any of you motherfuckers out there watching, I don't like any of you.
She hates us all. Hey, and the hate is right back at you.
I think she's joking.
We know she's joking. Hey, big love to everyone.
I wanted to look like I was leaving in a
big love, and thanks to everyone for watching Talk Ball.